in this first time that the Giants have met Collingwood. Skoda Stadium, twilight match. Big afternoon for some of these young Giants, but a big afternoon for the Magpies in their surge towards September. Young first to get there, and Swan just wanders back through some traffic and decides to just chip it out wide. Cutting it off, though, was Treloar. Good young player, Treloar.
This will be a very good test for Reid. He's up against Cameron, and Cameron's got some good movement about him.
There he is there, Derm.
And Reid likes... He's one of these guys who likes a big lumbering forward. Cameron, he's not a super hard runner, but he runs neat little angles, Roosie. He's able to lose an opponent, you know, a tagging backman in traffic.
Yeah, look, he's a super athlete, isn't he? I think he's pretty smart. He looks like a really smart forward and gets the smart spots. And against Collingwood, defenders, you need to do that.
First shot at goal for the day. Cameron back in the side. 22 goals, 9 for the season. Just the wrong side of the post for him. But the Giants are on the board.
Yeah, I think, Dermy, you're right about hitting targets. I think what the Giants got to do today is just be careful they don't get caught in an up-tempo game against Collingwood. They've got to be controlled. They've got to go when they got an opportunity into an open forward line. But Collingwood will feed off turnovers today, so they've got to be really cautious with their kicking.
Just a poor kick there from Young, has turned it straight back over for the Giants, and this will be Cameron again. He's going to set it up and hope for Patton to provide a run. There was a big jump at the back. It came from Edwards. But Collingwood should clear. So Shaw to Swan, Maxwell. Some of the big names involved early for the Magpies. Shaw again. Drives it down the line. Cloak is his target. He got to the front position superbly.
Yeah, nice grab, and you'll need to do. I like the way he's worked up the ground, Dermy, too. Don't stay at home today. Get up the ground, get on your bike, and you touched on it before. Get some easy possessions if you travel Cloak.
Giants work it out through Treloar to Giles to Scully, who gives it up. Gave it straight up into the middle. The kick from Blair is a long one up forward, looking for Dawes. Elliott gets a boot to it, left foot across the face, just to behind.
It's interesting just watching Dawes then, Dermy. You can see why he's a little bit out of form, because that was a ball coming through the middle of the ground. He didn't stop, push off and come back into that football. He looked a little bit lost leading, and that's a player out of form at the moment.
There's a great quote for key forwards, and now he went where he thought. That's a good pass up the middle. He went where he thought the midfielder was going to kick the ball. Force your teammates to kick to you by getting to the right spot.
They're
He's
on
actually
here,
secondary.
Smiths has got it. He's got it to 50. He has a shot. There's no one home. Is it straight? Is it the first goal of the day? It is. The Giants are on the board with a goal, and Smith's pretty happy.
Yeah, great kicking. Really good kicking. You called it, Derm, up the middle. Nice kick. And we can see it here. A really good switch and turn and go to the other side of the ground. Really good effort there. It was Adams, I think, kicked it out to the wing.
Yep.
One bounce and a really good finish. I mean, that's two coaches. One would be very happy in Kevin Sheedy with that ball movement. And I tell you what, Nathan Buckley would be really disappointed with the defensive side of the game for Collingwood in this early stage of the game.
You mentioned about the coaches, and you mentioned Kevin Sheedy be happy, Paul. I'll tell you he'll be happy. Devon Smith, he's kicked 3 goals, 15 this year, and he's banged one from 50. No wonder he was punching the air.
It was a nice finish, wasn't it?
Yeah. So this is a good start for the Giants. Really got their level of enthusiasm up early. The hardest thing for them, as we've seen over the last month, is to maintain it for 2 to 3, let alone 4 quarters. Maxwell slides it back, kick out wider to Goldsack.
That's well done by Curly Hampton. Yeah. There was a time he would charge at that, overcommit, and Goldsack would have got goal side of him and spotted the target up. So played it pretty well.
Here's Smith again. He got the kick from Power. Collingwood.
50 metres.
Well. He said 3 metres a couple of times to Tom Young, but he's a bit bemused. And Devon Smith is going to have a shot for his second.
Yeah, hit the whistle twice.
Yeah, you can hear the umpire explaining. I blew the whistle twice, called him back. And this is a really good start from the Giants and a really poor start from the Magpies.
So a lot of people have been saying, oh, they're brave, they have a go. And yeah, they do. But ultimately, you do that enough times and you don't win, you fall off quicker and quicker each time. You have to believe you can win for longer.
He's a 68% probability, but today he's 100%. 2 for 2 for Smith, 2 for 2 for the Giants.
Yeah, well done, Devon Smith. That's, you couldn't get a better start, Dermot. That's 2 goals. And here, it was talked about, just a nice little hit-up lead, hit the targets, control the ball. Umpire's calling young Dan
No,
back.
he didn't come back.
Didn't come back.
Didn't come back.
Just see, even on that angle there, now you look at Israel at the bottom of screen. He got to where the ball should have been going too soon.
Yep.
He's got a whole 30 back off there and then sprint to that spot down the line.
If you've just joined us, don't adjust your screen. That is the true scoreline. 13-1. And Devon Smith has both of those goals for the Giants.
Sorry.
It's coming back.
Heath Shaw up onto the wing, nearest us.
What's also interesting, guys, is that you look at the inside 50s. 4 inside 50 entries for the Giants, 2-1. They have struggled to convert when they've got it inside 50 in recent weeks.
Adams might get there first. It was a good knock by Giles to put it back into his path. They gave it out to Treloar. Treloar looks for Cameron. Reid gets rid of him. Here's Young again. Scully for the tackle. Maxwell. Underneath all of that.
Yeah, just on that, Pickers, what I am surprised about is how open the Collingwood defenders have let their GWS forward line. They're following the forwards right up the ground, and you're right, they're scoring really easily because there's so much space inside the Pies' defence.
Comes back to Seedsman. Down the line, Tarrant. Inboard Swan. Young again. This time kicking inside 50. Tours had a good go at it. Ball down to Elliott, roves it well, crumbs it well, hooks it around. Pretty good kick. Is it straight or is Cloak going to get there? It just went down on him quickly, but he's quick enough to recover. Got boot to ball. That's a goal. They'll have a look at it, but it's a goal. Oh, there you go.
They believe it's touched.
Cloggy claimed it.
Cloggy's happy with it.
Well, in the way Travis Cloak's going at the moment, he probably needs this as an early one, doesn't he? A little bit of luck.
Well, he was a bit stiff there because it should have been an easy pass over the top. He was running an open goal. I think he called, was it Elliott that had the snap?
Yep.
Matty, he should have just kicked a nice little chip ball, Dermot, over the top.
Oh, you've got to go with a touched on that. It's come off the Cloak boot, but the hand gets over the ball first, so you assume it's kicked from the hand. You know, anywhere else on the ground, that's kicking in danger.
I'll tell you what, though,
on the review.
You're right. Collingwood didn't look too...
It's Thomas Buck.
Was it Buck? Sorry. Buck didn't look like he was too keen to say. He sort of put his hand up. Yeah, he might have touched that, but...
Can't tell.
Nah.
So the guys are upstairs having a look.
Gee.
We believe it's touched
I don't reckon he touched that.
They're going to have to go for the behind the lesser decision.
If you look at Bug here, he's gone, oh...
He's pleading. He hasn't definitely got up with the hand.
Yeah,
has he?
If he had got up and shaken his hand, gone, ow, and screamed,
Ouch.
he'd have got the free.
Yeah.
If he'd played that up, he'd have got the free. You're right, though. Young Jamie Elliott, yeah, he just needed to dish it off.
Yeah, and they're the things I think the coaches would be looking for. Let's not try and all get goal hungry. Let's make sure we play with it as a team. And he should have just chipped that little easy ball over.
You can't tell them that. You've got to go the lesser score.
Yeah.
Now, it's taking too long now.
Yeah.
Yep.
You got to go with the laws of probability, and it's more probable that it was touched than not.
Yeah.
So you got to go the lesser
Well, he's
score.
called touched.
Touched, all clear, Jase.
So they confirm that.
Right to gate, Lukey.
Review is complete. Confirmed.
Confirmed touched.
Yeah. So a diving touch from Bug.
Play on.
Hampton to clear.
Well, that's hugging the boundary line
Play on.
on the run.
Big Giles got involved. Dawes wraps up Scully. Going nowhere. We'll have a ball up.
And that is a player out of form, isn't it, Cloak? I mean, he could have got an easy mark over the top and then a nice little grubber goal, but he ends up with a point, and that's it.
Beams. By hand. Seedsman. Clever. Gathers. Uses his speed. Gets inside 50. Hits the post. Just a bit of bad luck so far for Collingwood.
Young Anthony Miles came off his opponent, then he had to stay on his opponent or he had to impact the footy. We've been ultra critical here, and that's one worthy of criticism.
Yeah, there's a goal to Elliott. Oh, hang on.
Come on.
Here we go again.
It's been a rough start for the goal
It looks
line.
like a goal
What
as
did
well.
you see?
I'm not sure. I didn't know whether it was a goal or not.
It's okay, thanks. What did you see? Not sure. Okay. We believe it's a goal. We'd like to just check.
I know one bloke who's in London at the moment will be tearing his hair out. Good afternoon, Ed.
From my angle, it looks like
Well,
a goal as well.
Lukey Power's just come off the ground here, guys, and fair to say he's shaking his head like he's made a mistake, so I think it's definitely a goal.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Lukey.
Yeah, definitely a goal. Not a great kick in from Luke Power.
No, not his best.
No, not his best.
Luke's a wonderful kick,
Yeah.
and you don't mind that the senior players, if anyone's going to get spanked
Yeah.
up for having a go and trying to bite off too much, you'd prefer it to be the senior blokes because they'll deal with it better, but it doesn't ease the impact on the scoreboard.
Yeah, sure.
And you don't mind your senior players trying to bring the youngsters into the game either. In normal circumstances, that's a horrific mistake. But you've got a senior player trying to bring a young player into the game with a short kick in, and
I think
that's fair enough.
yeah, absolutely. When Lukey's kicking in,
Yeah.
see how many blokes are just pressing up on the short lead?
Yeah.
Because you know Lukey's not going to try and thump it 60 metres down the
yeah.
line.
Run, guys, let him run.
So the error from Power. And the goal to Jamie Elliott, his 5th for the year, but Collingwood's first for the afternoon. And after a couple of reviews, they get the margin back to 4 points. Israel Folau in the ruck. He got it down, but it's stolen by Blair. A little bit too much on it for Goldsack, and Hampton in that back 50 takes the mark.
I'm actually a little bit surprised in terms of a tactic, but Goldsack's playing on Hampton. Hampton's a really good running sort of defender, really smart kid. Why wouldn't you take Goldsack back to the goal square? Play him as your key forward and get Hampton out of the way. Because Goldsack can take a mark, and he's quite a big fella. Let's get Dawes and cloak up the field a little bit.
Good tap by Mooney to release Swan, who got it back in a 1-2, then kicks it in long, but Davis reads it the best for the Giants, and he plays on quickly. Scully forced to go back up the middle. Now this has got to be spot on. It is if you're a Collingwood fan, because he's kicked it straight to wood.
Most of the kicks that he misses, Tom, he pulls them as a left footer to his right.
High ball in. Goldsack, the man Paul Roos was just talking about. And Goldsack takes a mark 15 metres out directly in front. Should put the Pies in front for the first time today.
Yeah, and there's, I mean, Hampton's not going to compete with him in the air. He's not a huge guy, Hampton, and Goldsack is. Goldsack is a big player, tall, and he takes a good mark.
In fact, the overhead marks that Hampton takes are like that when he's third man up without physical pressure.
Goes back, slams it through. Second goal for the Pies. They lead by 2.
But he's a good matchup for him because he'll learn from that, because he should become the player, a more skillful version of what he's playing on in Goldsack. So Hampton's run around the back there. You'll see him on the right-hand side of screen coming in. Now, oh, well, he didn't even make the frame.
Yeah.
So, once again, it's an education process.
So after 2 goals to Devon Smith for the Giants, goals now to Elliott and Tyson Goldsack have righted the scoreboard as far as Magpie fans are concerned.
Look at that contested possession count there, 14-4. So, whilst they had a shaky start, the Pies are starting to get their act together.
It was good knock by Folau, but it was a terrific smother by Tuvey on the way through, because the Giants were away. Green on hands and knees to Smith. They're out now through Hampton. Little left foot pass, big Giles.
Got to hold it in. They've got to work on holding it in as well.
Toby Green's going to run himself into trouble. Just got free. Not sure about that as a decision to handball. No room whatsoever for Smith to work in. Yeah, he would have been better off kicking it in. Now Goldsack extracts the ball from the contest, goes back. Tuvey, Reed, Blair. Kicks it up, hopes for Elliott to take a mark. Worked under it by Power. Quick little give. We had 2 quick little gives. One came from Treloar, got it to Frost. Over to Hoskin Elliott. Big switch this by the Giants. A good one though so far. Bug chips over to Folau. Scully's kept going, and he saw him, but kicked straight in the man of the mark, which was the tallest man out there in Wood. Still going though, the Giants. Bug got it from Palmer. Hoskin Elliott probably wants that one again. Now the Pies to make them pay.
Yeah, Matty, I just don't think they can get caught up in a foot race. You know, it looks at the moment they're just a little bit too up-tempo, Derm. You know, they've got to settle it down a little bit. Folau just need to go back, because these turnovers now, the last turnover from Scully, and this one's going to hurt him as well.
Pendlebury to Swan, the Brownlow medalist, bangs it through. That's how you affect a turnover.
Last centre bench, Swanee stepped out of the middle and went forward, and he's going to always be able to find his way onto the end of that type of thing. Hoskin Elliott, talented player, really good runner. Yeah, as you said, he probably wants that one back. One thing talking about looking back, he won't want to actually get the tape of that during the week. He'll think that's horrible.
Edit that out.
Yeah, he'll hope that didn't happen, but he's going to see it again.
Clinical finish from Dane Swan.
Well, even worse than the air swing off the ground from Hoskin Elliott. When you look around, then Pendlebury's the bloke that picks up the ball. So it's certainly a double penalty, because the best ball user and best decision maker in the other team gets hold of it and makes you pay.
Just sure the turnover scores there. 3 goals, 1. Collingwood off turnovers. Good mark by Big Patton. The Generals in the game, but 3-1 out of 3-3.
Yeah, that's right. And I think that's why I mentioned before the game, Dermot, you talked about hitting targets. As much as hitting targets is about taking the opposition out of the play, as much as it is about you scoring. And I think that's at the moment. They're just a bit too up-tempo at the moment, the Giants.
Remember, about 60 seconds ago on the half-forward flank here, they didn't get it in. They went for the extra handball. A player like Patton can get on the end of one of those quick rush kicks like that. You've got to give him a chance sometimes and just take that risk of throwing it forward and expecting that your key forward's going to read where the ball's going to.
You talked about the scores from turnovers. Leading into this game, 713 points against directly from turnovers. The Giants have had a kicked against them this year, which is 118 goals, effectively. So another 3 to 0 already.
Just brilliant pickers. Magnificent stats.
I love my stats, Matty.
That's magnificent. 713 points. And here goes Seedsman again. He bounces, but it doesn't come back to him. A fumble, but he recovered well.
You look at that replay, when he bounced, before it came back to him, he looked up at the field and took his eyes off the footy even when you bounce.
He's got it back now.
Scott, move out!
Scotty Pendlebury looked like he was coming off the bench then.
Kicks to the top of the square, bit of push and shove. And I like Thomas Bugger. I think he's a terrific young footballer. And
good skills.
Yeah, and he's just spending a lot of time down back, but I think we'll see in a couple of years he'll be playing through the middle.
Now you see, forward of this, got nobody for a 50-metre kick down the line. They've already seized up a bit with their desire to run to a position. Well, it's Cameron who comes up from half forward to make that spot. Now they're seized up again, so it's a static kick.
Move it on.
It's going to head in the Giles direction. Well, Patton's going to be late. And he went for the spoil. He thought he might have had the spoil, but in the end he might have had a jump at it and had a mark, but it's a smother, and we have a boundary throw in. The Pies up by 8, almost halfway through this first quarter.
Well, as you said on the contested possessions, 10-17 in favour of Collingwood. But right now, GWS are in this game. This is what they have to get longer into the actual match. They have to stay here for longer into the game.
At the moment, the ruck work from Giles and Flowers been good. That's a strong mark from Patton. The kick came from Scully. So they're getting some clearances due to the ruckman. Scully, good running, kept going. Wheels around, Cameron in position. Oh, it might have hit him on the... I think it was a Falcon. It could be our first Falcon for the Twilight game.
Oh, might have a look at that tomorrow.
Could be the official first Falcon. As Beams kicks it down the line, hoping for Elliott. Stays in somehow for Giles. Inboard to Miles. Now Edwards fancies himself from 55. Kicks it up for Cameron again. Got to the back. Well done by Tuvey to get in the front position. Oh, there's a turnover though. Ward.
Good vision.
Green. Just 15 metres, gets it to Palmer. Palmer to kick their third goal if he's straight.
Reese's
good little passage of play. Yeah,
it's a goer, Reese, but if you were a betting man, you'd be laying fairly long odds.
He tends to poke his kicks, doesn't he? He doesn't really kick through them with any sort of rhythm. He really needs to kick this 50 rather than trying to kick it 30, and I think sometimes he just pokes at his possessions when he has a shot at goal.
Well, the way he's holding it, it gets to the boot in a different shape.
Let's take a look. 5-8 for the year.
Good luck.
Not bad off the boot.
Good boy.
Well done, Reece Palmer. The Giants kick their third.
There was a good little passage of play there. It was Ward that got the handball out. And it was a nice little kick, Matty. I can't remember who called there.
Toby Green.
Yeah, he's had a good start to the game again. Just a really good awareness. And again here, good awareness from Green. Lovely spot-up kick. And that's what they need to do. Find those little targets when they can. It keeps the defence of the Collingwood boys honest. pretty poor kick from Heath-Shaw, which you don't see that too often, and a good finish from Palmer.
A lot of people say, oh, why don't you work on your kicking? Reece Palmer seriously does work on his kicking. He knows he's not a great kick, but he's really worked on it, having a go at it. You see the benefit of it there.
I think that was the key to that one, Derm. He had a go at it. He really had a go at that goal and finished the kick off.
Margin 1 point. Swan tumbles it forward. He saw a couple of Magpies out to the side. One was for Solo. Did well to recover to Maxwell, but cutting it off Davis.
Not a great kick now. People say, oh, he got beaten there, Clokey. Clokey actually...
Oh, Hampton's kick was dangerous. Well covered by Edwards. Bruce to Bug, but they're under pressure here, the Giants. Power. It's almost a long kick for him. Out in front, Smith recovers quickly, and they'll be happy that went out.
A couple of occasions, I wouldn't mind seeing the GWS sometimes when it's really close like that. You had fear that Luke was going to try and go for the impossible pass.
Yeah.
Kick it over the head to space and trust your teammates to run onto it and at least make the contest.
Giles, well read by Beams. Swans kick in, it tumbles forward, Cloak playing in front, good handball, just a little bit too much on it for Elliott, kept it in, Power, little give on the up's a good one.
In the back, downfield.
Downfield, advantage paid, Giants ball, Treloar, player in the middle, they're going to run into trouble here, Adams, where's he going? He ran a long way, you got to bounce it.
Yeah, that's okay, though. That's okay. Take him on. He ran. It was actually quite good awareness because he looked like he was going to get tackled a couple of times, so he ducked and weaved. He's a bit stiff there.
There's a lot of room either side of the congestion. He goes inboard.
Oh, Anthony.
There's room out wide.
The mark, Chris. Don't shepherd. Go back. Don't shepherd on the mark.
Okay, now Giles has dropped right in the middle
Yeah.
of the ground here, 15 metres out from goal, so they've got to get a lead away from him.
And it's a long kick from Reid. It goes over the top of Giles. Elliott was in good position. It looks like he's going to kick 6 goals today, Elliott. He just seems to be the right man at the right time. It's just not falling for him just yet.
I'll tell you what, he could have just shepherded that through. Would have gone. He was the last man in that that pack, and if he had let it go through, it would have been a goal.
Well, speaking of goals, how about that from Sinclair?
Second kick from Luke. Second kick from Lukey Power. Kick in. That's cost a goal.
Yeah, I think they want to readjust their kicking strategies now. One is acceptable, but 2, I think now it's maybe... Gee,
He's a beautiful kick, Luke.
Yeah, he's a good kick. But you know it's not going to go far. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing.
So you can
you've got
press
to
up on
spot
it.
that, and you can press up on it. You're right.
Are you, Buck?
I mean, a lot of other teams are trying to get it 60, 70 metres away from goal.
Yeah, not a great kicking, but you know Jeremy Cameron had a go at marking it, though. It's not as if it was so bad that they gave up on it. Yeah, maybe every second kick gets somebody who's capable of spreading the zone by kicking it 60 plus.
Beautiful finish by Sinclair. The 4th goal for the Magpies, all from turnovers.
Good hands.
Strong hands, Shaw.
I think I noticed about Heath. I keep going to call him Reece. Heath-Shaw is he's actually a very good body player. Last week was one of the few weeks I've seen him get done one-on-one, but that was against a much, much bigger man.
Here's the goal kicker, Sinclair, just tossing it up in the air. And the Giants have the numbers, and it falls for Green. Davis to Bug.
Say that. Play on.
And they go backwards. It's a big
Play on.
Frost in the back line. There's Big Giles.
Play on. Yours.
Oh, he sets up. Oh, sets up Reid over the top of Townsend. An easy one for Reid to take.
Geez, the turnovers are really hurting him, aren't they, in the first quarter? Yeah, they were clearly in the game, but the turnovers have actually killed them and contributed to most of Collingwood's goals.
Right to the line, the kick from Reid. How does it fall? First to it, Elliott. Here's my man, Elliott. Goal.
Yeah, he called Elliott before, Matty. You're right. He could have had
He's
6
everywhere.
goals already, just about. So he's certainly been lively. Look, he's been a great addition to the Collingwood team. Here it is here. Just a bad turnover again. Eyes on the ball. Good mark from Reid.
Hung it up there, didn't
And then it was a bit of a nothing kick, I thought. So not a great kick, that. It should have been sport through by. There's 3 Giants against 2. And then Elliott comes in. So this should have been crushed through the goals and shouldn't have happened.
There's the kick from Elliott. That's his 2nd goal. 2 goals, 1 from him.
But Rosie, if you were coaching that back line, Luke had to be goal side of Elliott. Once the ball went over their head to the goal square, he had to beat him in a foot race to be first to the pack.
Luke hasn't had a great start to the game. 2 goals and 2 poor kick-ins, unfortunately for him.
Yep, and Hampton used his body pretty cleverly there against Tyson Goldsack, but the kick is going to be a tough one for Palmer. That's a great bit of work to get across by Elliott.
They do a lot of work on trying to retain the footy, GWS, but a lot of these kids, what are we talking, young men are around 18, they're 12 games into their senior career after coming out of the TAC Cup and that type of thing. So once you get to this level, they get to your kicks a little bit quicker than they have in the past.
And I think also in the quarters, Derm, they get tired as well. So you're starting to drop off with your fitness towards the end of the quarter, because you're right, they've come from under 18 football. So it's almost a case at the end of the quarter, you probably need to be a bit more bold with your kicks down the line. Just get it to a pack, get it out, get some distance.
Well, we've seen that already. Big Jonathan Patton's doing really well in the contested marks. He's got a couple of them already. Jeremy Cameron's got one against Reed. So you've got to give them a chance at some stage and let them play the game.
Here's a ball up. Let's go down to Liam.
Let's talk about Travis Cloke. And we'll have a look at this early in the game. And Travis Cloke here should have been given the ball by Beams from mine. Saw him cruising.
He's got it now, though, but he's kicked it along the ground, and there was a goalkeeper move there.
Frosty.
Yeah. Sure, back to Cloke. Very, very good kick.
See, that type of play, Ruddy, he has seen the surrounding landscape before he's got the ball. So if he can get a little bit of a dust up over the boundary, if he can get the ball in hand, one touch, one grab, he knows where he wants to put it. Smart play.
Let it go.
So here's Blair. Jared Blair to kick the goal. And there's still 5 minutes remaining in the quarter, and Collingwood starting to get some control on the board.
Yeah, it's been a bit more about, I mean, I know the Pies are in front 41-21, but a lot of these are the result. This is a great effort by Cloke. Follow-up, didn't like the first kick along the ground, never liked that, but nice handball out, nice follow-up here, and a really, I don't know, yeah, he probably summed it up before he actually kicked it, but a lot of this is about the Giants just probably dropping off, which is not unexpected late in quarters. Now they're just got to hold the fort a little bit and get out of this with limited damage.
So now the margin out to 20 with Jared Blair's first goal.
Backing your point up, Roosie, about the fatigue in the younger players. 3 goals in the last 4.5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not contestable, guys.
Bounce coming back.
I mentioned before about Travis Cloke. He's actually worked his way into this first quarter really well. There's been a lot of talk about Travis. He's had 5 touches, but there are a couple of times when I thought he could have got a couple of easy handball receives. I reckon as a teammate, you need to give him the ball early.
Yeah, I agree. I reckon there was one early pickers where he should have got a little Joe the Goose over the top from Elliott, I think it was, and he would have run into an open goal in the first couple of minutes.
Well, you just got to help your teammates.
Yeah.
Another turnover coming as Swan drives it in low. Ball to ground level. Young couldn't give it out to the side.
Right. Tom Young just caught up.
Off the outside of the boot, Edwards. Patton, big man. Got it over to Adams. He's got no one to kick to, though.
He's got a runner.
He's got to push it out wide and hope for the best. Hoskin Elliott up against Tuvey and coming in to help out Seedsman. He's wrapped up. He's in trouble, but he gets the benefit of the doubt. We'll have a ball up.
Hoskin Elliott's got some wheels, but unfortunately he's probably against the quickest player in the Collingwood side in Tuvey, who was able to match him.
It was a nice kick from Adams. It just didn't have enough distance. We saw Hoskin Elliott running to space. Adams, good awareness to kick it in the right direction, but just not quite enough distance to get over the top.
Hampton.
Got to go long. Give your key targets.
There's another monumental turnover. And Collingwood just have to wait here as Blair goes back and across.
Room to lead. Come back inside.
Here, Goldsack. Down the line he goes. Elliott in position. And Elliott can have a shot at goal, or he can look up and see Cloke.
Mark's here.
No.
On your line, thank you.
He's had a good start, Elliott, hasn't he?
Yeah.
It's been good.
He passes now straight to the man on the mark in Hampton.
He's only 4 metres back off the mark. How did he blow? How did he pay a mark for that?
I'm not sure.
Good point. I can't ever work out how you can kick it in the bloke on the mark, though, Dern. It's a cardinal sin, isn't it?
Well done by Pendlebury to get it back to Blair. Seedsman got boots of ball. Buckley round the corner. Dawes is there, and Dawes has got it.
I agree with you, Roosie, but I can't claim that I've never done it.
No, it's true. I think you kicked one to me one day.
Yeah, but I liked it. We were far enough ahead.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, don't start that. Here's Dawes, hoping to get on the board. This for his first kick of the evening. And this to bring the margin to 26, which is about what Pies fans are looking for at quarter time. Gets it straight through.
Yeah, and that's what Pies fans would love to see, that. Just a really big clunking mark from Dawes from a sort of a bit of a balloon ball coming in here. Nice hand. Pendlebury, really good composure. He's probably the best decision maker in the competition. Just gets beat the ball there. A scrubby old kick, but good to the top of the square. And nice body work beating two players. So that's really what they want to see of Dawes. Just that contested marking at the top of the square. And then a pretty easy finish from about 12 metres out.
Just on that replay, Josh Bruce, when he's backing in, Roosy, put your old centre-half back hat on. How do you back into that?
Well, you've really got to back him with some force, don't you? You can't just sort of stumble in without any confidence.
Because he knocked him off the line.
Yeah, that's why I just think as a defender, you've got to be thinking mark a lot. Because if you're putting yourself in a position to mark the ball, you have a different mindset. If you're always looking to spoil it, and I think that's what Brian Lake, some beautiful pass there, sorry, Matty. That's why Brian Lake's a good defender, because he does go to the contest, of most contests, thinking I'm going to mark this ball. And I think it just puts a different mindset into the defender.
That was a good kick, but that was a terrific lead by...
Yeah.
It was 3 leads, actually, by Travis Clark, so his work rate's been right up in this first quarter.
Yeah, this will be his 8th possession too, Pickers.
Even though that's a mark lead, a little bit of pressure on the back, he's got to get more of them, because they're actually what I would call even cheap. When they're coming down, when it's coming down this frequently, you've got to get on the end of those ones.
This ball's still alive, though. The kick across the face. Big spoil came, punches it back for a behind. So another disposal for Cloak, but unfortunately for him, that's 8 without getting on the board. We saw Dawes kick that goal. So,
but I agree with Dermot. I reckon that, Matty, rather than kicking goals today, which he'd love, I think it is about possessions today. I think it's about getting 25 possessions as a centre-half forward and moving to get his confidence up.
Quick kick by Bug.
Well read.
Comes to Falau.
Well done, Israel.
He got it out to Scully, but they all saw it coming. Buckley was there, fished out by Ward. Miles was kicked back into the congestion.
You just feel when it gets into this congestion.
No, you needed someone like Ward.
Yeah.
And that was the only hope for the Giants, wasn't it?
They've done all right here.
Yeah, it was just Ward used his body.
Now, because they're seized up, they're looking for the impossible flow-on play here. Now, if you get it there, you've got to go. Got to pull the trigger and go quick.
Bug.
And hit the target. Oh, that's worked all right in the end.
It'll just come off for them.
Now, the next kick, they've got some loose players.
Yeah, they've got to go.
And Cameron wants it long. Adams looks up, spots a man in the middle. Townsend looks up, sees Falau, but the kick is a poor one.
There's a great effort by Maxwell there, Matt. He really read that. Knew there was a player behind him, read it really well and put pressure on.
Israel from inside 50, just to the right of the post. A score for the Giants inside the last 30 seconds. And gets the margin back to 25.
It's been a much better quarter than a 25-point deficit, hasn't it? As we've talked about a couple of times, most of Collingwood scores have come from GWS turnovers.
We could really put their lead down to probably 4, and we're talking actual
that's a good
moments.
kick.
Yeah.
Oh, the kick just a little bit far for Tarrant, but he was away.
Yeah, we're talking actual moments of just the ball striking the boot too much, too little, or too close.
Well, even if you just take Luke Power's 2 kick-ins out, you're 2 goals down at quarter time.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, don't give it to Luke. He's pretty good for these kids.
No, he's a good lad. He's coming up for his 300th game in a few weeks.
I'm really
Thank you.
well, not surprised, but pleased when I've seen the GWS. He's not just one of these senior players who's come into it and give old man leadership in footballing terms. He actually does address the group. He actually does take that pseudo-coaching role pretty seriously. He's really good for these young boys.
Quarter time here at Skoda Stadium. Twilight football. Collingwood lead the Giants by 25 points. Do the math. 4 quarters of that and they'll be happy. Disposals in that first quarter. And he was prominent early because they were getting their hands on it first, courtesy of some good ruck work from Giles.
Scott Pendlebury being held. Scott Pendlebury, free
And just
kick.
as you mentioned, Trelaw, he gives away a free kick.
Well, you know what? I know you don't want anything to go against you. He'll be thinking that, but he's not scared to go in there and physically mix it with these champion players.
Beautiful kick from Pendlebury. Goldsack was the long lead. Now he takes it from outside 50. He wheels around, doesn't really hit it right. It goes up and it floats in. In the end, it wasn't a good kick. It was an easy one to spoil.
Is there a more efficient player in the league than Pendlebury? Every time he gets it, something happens. He doesn't waste. And he's a high possession player. He doesn't waste them either.
And you mentioned earlier in the first quarter, his decision making sort of builds on that process.
I love the fact when he gets the ball in tight, he has the best sleight of hand, forcing the tackling player approaching into something. So they run it over here.
Well, Callum Ward wishes he had some sleight of hand there. He couldn't get through.
Yeah, and Callum Ward's as brave as a gun, but he's just willing to take a hammering to get the ball where he wants it to go.
Tapped down by Wood. Good handball by Beams. Pendlebury back to Beams. Gave him a chance on the left boot around the corner. Unfortunately, the wrong side of the post for him.
See, just the fake little right-hand handball by Pendlebury to then open up to go to the left, puts the tackling player trying to cover that right-hand handball before he comes back in.
I think his basketball background, has really helped him. I think he got offered an AIS scholarship for basketball. I've spoken to a lot of basketball people that rated him extremely highly, but just that awareness and decision-making in the 5-on-5 game is really, really important, and it's certainly translated into his AFL football, no question.
There he is again on hands and knees trying to get it to Fasolo. Smith over the top of him. We've got a ball up 60 metres out.
You mentioned the Pendlebury basketball background, Ruzi, and you're right. He had the AIS scholarship spot and basically gave it up to go back and have a go at footy, and they gave his spot to Paddy Mills.
Yeah.
So it's worked out pretty well for both, I would have thought.
And Paddy Mills was a really good player too, because I think he won a medal at the under-16 carnival and under-15 schoolboy carnival for New South Wales.
Sucks, not great.
Yeah, that one again.
Now, this is the one where they're all covered inboard. You look inboard, and if you can go backwards or inboard, you do. Otherwise, you've got to give Cameron or Patton, they have to separate from each other. You've got to give them a chance to win it.
Well, Cameron will be third up. Goes past everyone. Young, back to Seedsman. Not a lot of space for Sinclair to work there. Treloar got there first. Patton hopes it bounces over Maxwell's head. It doesn't. He just lost his footing for a second. Got up and just popped it over the top to Ben Reid.
That was like the invisible man tripped up Nick Maxwell then.
Tarrant onto his left. Long ball, looking for Cloak. Davis got a hand to it. Worked well, got a good position there, Davis. Hampton keeps it in. Frost with the switch. And it's not a bad one, although Adams has run himself into a bit of trouble. And he ran out just before he kicked it. It found the mark in Miles, but it'll come back for a throw-in.
Yeah, we mentioned in the first quarter that Collingwood's defensive 50 was getting opened up. We're now seeing Nick Maxwell play a bit more of that goalkeeper role, and that's probably meant that the Giants' goal scoring has dried up a bit since that first 5-minute period where they kicked 2 quick goals. Maxwell's now back most of the time defending that 50-metre mark.
Miles has got to kick quickly. Cameron caught out of position, pushed out beautifully by Reid. Too strong and too smart in that situation. Back to Seedsman. Long switch. Could have gone shorter to Tarrant. Hung it up in the air for a while to get it to Shaw. Now he wants to draw the play. Now he uses Tarrant, who comes back inboard, back to Shaw. Running for him, Seedsman. Pulls the kick. Spotted Mooney. Just a bit too much on it. Power reads it. Scully gets it. No room here, though, yet. They're not out of trouble. Power, that little chip pass that he's used so often. Out to Bruce.
50. Straight over the mark, Alex. Straight
Jeez, that was red hot.
Gee, that was hot.
That was red hot.
Now, the umpire will say that the whistle was blown. Fasolo was on the mark, and then he just ran over it.
Not in the contest, can't go over the mark.
Not in the contest.
Well, that's... Yeah, you called it red hot. It was.
Switch from the Giants. Hampton to Davis, and that is just speed to come in and smother that from Elliott.
I think what the Giants will add eventually, which they haven't got at the moment, is just the running halfback. I mean, they're a real spot-kicking team, Dermot. You've touched on it a couple of times. They just don't have that defender that can explode out like a Heath Shaw, a Reece Shaw, that type of player at the moment that can really carry the ball with his legs and get the ball inside forward 50.
A good spot.
It wasn't a bad kick from Smith to find Townsend.
And down the line is Israel. He's the target. Cameron's circulating behind him, so they might compete against each other here.
Well, maybe Hoskin Elliott will get there and go up and take a hanger.
He's a really nice mover, isn't he? He moves beautifully.
Yeah.
And
So
he's moved it
Cameron's gone
quickly to
back.
Cameron. Ball over the back. Sinclair under pressure. Scully gets to him. Still a chance, the Giants. Scully can't get arms free, can't get the ball out, and he's going to be pinged for holding the ball.
That's a tough call.
Yeah.
I mean, he actually never really had the ball.
It's funny. I don't think you need to have it now because it's I've never seen more holding the balls with guys that don't actually have the ball.
Perceived. It's a perception of holding the ball.
Yeah, don't drag it in. I don't reckon there should be any prior opportunity rule. I reckon you can't win it unless you got it. People say you've got to encourage the bloke going for the ball. There's one good encouragement. You've got to win the game with the ball in hand.
Just holding on okay here, the Giants, aren't they?
Yeah,
they are.
This is the problem here.
Well, that's a big problem for Palmer.
He did call play on.
No use looking at the umpire and pleading your case.
Very lenient there, the umpire.
Oh, very. Blair, Buckley, Hoskin Elliott might be first to it for the Giants. Little give back to Edwards, to Davis. Floats it forward, tough one to mark.
Good lad.
Needed some courage. Bug's got plenty. On the left boot, into the pocket it goes. Cameron will win a free kick. The Giants should get a score here. Whether it's a goal or a point is up to Jeremy Cameron.
I'll tell you, the interesting thing is, guys, when both teams start the quarter and fitness for the young team's not an issue, Giants look a better team at the moment. Collingwood looked really ordinary in the first 15 minutes of the first quarter, look really ordinary again now.
So, are you saying for the teams at the end of the year, if we have a Lightning premiership, they're in the hunt?
Well, unfortunately for Sheeds, it's a nice goal, Matty.
It is a goal to Cameron, it's a beauty.
But unfortunately for Sheeds and the boys, they do go for 30 minutes of quarters. And look at this, Hoskin Elliott, nice, really good hands, eyes on the ball, terrific mark, and then gets it in long and deep. And yeah, that's a free kick. Can't wrap your arms around him. And
well, you got the left arm wrap, which is a free kick, and then the spoil clips him over the head, which is a free kick. So take your pick.
It's the racking, guys.
No worries. And there's the live ladder, Matty, and this is what we're talking about. The percentage at the moment is really relevant, and they're just not bridging any gap. 117, start off about 10 before the game, 10%, and they needed about a 140-point win. There's no way they're going to get it at the moment the way the Pies are playing, and the Giants are playing well.
Cameron kicked the goal. Now they go forward again. Townsend's ball to the square. Giles has got it, and he's a good kick for a big man. He's 2 metres squared, and he'll go back and kick a goal.
Big Giles, he just got to the square. You just had that feeling, oh, there's going to be the extra handball here. If I was Mark Williams at quarter time, if I was Kevin Sheedy, I'd say, pull the trigger earlier. Get the kick deep into 25 within your goal.
Just like they did in the first quarter, they've kicked 2 in a row in the second.
Yeah, absolutely right, Dermot. If I was Nathan Buckley in the box, what we're seeing now is what we saw last week against the Hawks. We're seeing that Collingwood cannot defend one-on-one, and it's going to become a real issue the later the season goes, clearly against the better teams. But the young Giants team, one-on-one, where Maxwell, I don't know whether his direct opponent is Giles or not, but they're really struggling with the deep ball as they did last week.
Watch me at the back here, boys.
It's been a good play this year, Giles. Been a good pickup for the Giants. That's his 13th goal for the season.
I think I said to you once earlier in the season, there's 6'6" ruckman, and then there's big 6'6" ruckman. He's a big one.
He's a big man. How was that leap and tap by Folau? It was a fairly good one, and it enabled the Giants to get another centre clearance, but it's cut off pretty well here by the Pies. Shaw's kick just missing his target in Buckley, so he'll have a boundary throw in.
The one in Collingwood's backline who this is a really good test for is Reid. We've seen he's a seriously good player, but against a mobile forward, that's his test as we enter the finals, the run for finals. Free kick on the hold here on the boundary line throw-in.
Pendlebury again, held.
Yeah, Reid has to learn teams are going to throw somebody at him who circulates and gets movement on him. So he's got to get better at playing on those types of players.
Kick in from Pendlebury inside 50. The big spoil from Frost. Howlett sit. Power. Pushed it out. Treloar got one high. Yeah.
I think there's a number of questions that have been asked of the Collingwood defence, Derm. You're right. I think that's the question for Reid. I think Maxwell's got to be a better one-on-one defender because teams are going to try and spread. They're going to play 6 forwards. I think Brown was beaten a couple of times last week, particularly once by Jordan Lewis, who's not a big marking centre-half forward. So, look, there are some question marks about the Pies' defence at the moment.
And there's no doubt that Kevin Sheedy and Mark Williams have identified that. They're trying to drag Giles deep into the goal square as much as possible on the Maxwell, who's giving away a hell of a lot of height.
Sinclair spears it into Tarrant. We've been playing 10.5 minutes and Collingwood haven't kicked a goal in this second quarter. So they can change that right here, right now.
Yeah, GWS have got 2 on the board in this second quarter. Collingwood have got 2 behind, so they're winning the quarter. And as you said, Bruce, when fatigue doesn't come into it, they can press them. Once it gets in about the 15 to 20 minute mark, Collingwood start taking it away from them. Fatigue gets into also the skills, and they hurt him on the turnover.
He's just pulled that a little bit. He's pulled it to the wrong side of the post, so he's missed. So still yet to get a goal in this second quarter, and the margin is 16 points.
I actually think Tarrant's their best one-on-one defender too, Dermot. It's interesting that he's playing forward. We know he played forward prior to him going to Freo, but he became an All-Australian, I think it was, All-Australian defender from Freo, and I think Tarrant is their best one-on-one defender. So it's going to be interesting how long they can leave Tarrant back if they continue to have problems in their back half.
Oops. Now, Tarrant got the mark. It's a question of whether there's a 50-metre penalty against Hampton.
But the Tarrant situation, Roots, is that more about the fact that they're getting nothing really much out of Cloak and Dawes this year?
I think you're right, Pickers. I think it's about his lack of match fitness as well, Tarrant, at the moment. I think they may be easing him into the forward line. It's concern over Cloak and Dawes, but I think if they're going to win a premiership, he needs to go back.
Well, he's put one left and he's put one right. That one's out of bounds on the full. So 2 kicks in a minute for Tarrant, for 1 behind.
Well, we know when he was a forward, Matty, he did struggle to kick goals.
He's got 365 goals, though.
Yeah, but he kicked a lot of points, though, didn't he? He had to have a lot of shot at goal. And when he went back, he really settled himself as a real quality AFL player.
Once again, very short out a defensive 25-metre arc.
Yep.
And Collingwood can press up on it. They know the ball's going short.
Yeah, that's true. And so another opportunity here for the Pies. This is Mooney. And this for his first goal in AFL football in his 3rd game. A big moment for the young man.
Not bad.
Oh, not bad. Straight through. And he's pleased. He's got his first goal.
From County Down, up in the north, Brucey.
Yeah, bit cold up there, Derm, I think.
It's cold there all year round.
Well, you touched
Beautiful,
on it.
Some of the world's great golf courses up there.
Is there?
Yeah.
But another turnover, Derm. We touched it. It's almost
From another senior player.
You feel like a sense of deja vu, don't you? Like first quarter, Giants were all over him early in the quarter. Then a couple of turnovers got the Pies back in the game, and we're seeing almost a duplicate of it in the second quarter.
So the man from Ireland with his first goal, just 19 years of age in his 3rd game, having a seat on the bench after that. But more importantly for the Magpies, they get their first goal of the turn, and there it is, their 7th goal from a turnover, and they've kicked 8 for the evening.
I think what it shows you is Collingwood aren't playing well. They're not playing well. I mean, that's a stat that says the other team's contributing their goals, clearly. So they're giving them the goals. Collingwood aren't earning a lot of their goals, and they're not playing great football at the moment.
Well, work rate for Collingwood. They've got a loose man in defence because GWS are playing an extra one at the footy. They want to be competitive around the ball. But I'm not seeing much support running back into the Collingwood backline from their midfield.
Smith had some speed, but it's kept in play. Well done by Tuvey. Back in board, Collingwood with the numbers. Beams runs to his defensive 50. Big switch, long kick out in front of Goldsack. Frost right with him. Got some help. Well done by Goldsack, though. Got it to Wood. Now Sinclair. Magpies to go forward. Shaw can measure his options. Sees that Swan or Elliott is an option.
It was a 50-50. The umpire gave Curtly Hampton the benefit of the doubt there on the spoiled push.
He's had a couple of good 50-50s go his way, Hampton. Here's the kick coming out. Cameron can jump.
That'll hurt.
It was a good effort by Pendlebury. He knew that Cameron was coming the other way. He was going to stick a knee in his back. It was a really good effort.
Getting up a bit slowly there, Pendlebury, but looks to be okay. Just taking his time.
Well, he's tucking it in now.
Yeah, there's a player free in the middle. Uses him. Maxwell from 65 metres out. 65 is good enough for the skipper. Bang!
Good vision. Get it in to the centre of the ground, and he's kick. I reckon his kicking foot that the foot he props off is on the chalk when he releases the ball here. Watch this, Jeremy Cameron. He got a bit of go in him.
He probably should have marked that though, shouldn't he, Cameron? Like it might be a bit hard, but he probably should have just been able to take that mark. And a great finish. Yeah.
That's a great kick.
That's a great kick from Maxwell from inside the centre square. And he kicks his second goal for the year, but 2 in a row now for Collingwood, and margin back out. It's still only 28. But maybe the momentum has switched back. Similar to the opening quarter. Seedsman, Blair, Young. Swan pushes off a Ward. Front on, advantage paid. Swan to kick his second, and the Army are getting a bit louder.
Yeah, just a carbon copy of the first quarter, isn't it? We
reached that 15-minute mark.
Yeah, 15-minute mark. You mentioned before, Derm, if it was a Lightning premiership, the Giants would be going very well. Just Folau there, you could see him labouring a little bit going to the centre of the ground. Smart play by Swan. Got a free kick, but just played on, didn't waste any time and energy, and kicked a really nice goal. So it's Collingwood not playing great football, but they find themselves 34 points up.
Again, a terrific finish from Dane Swan, his second goal.
I reckon you see why Dane Swan's such a good player on that bit of play. Just the power to get off the mark and the power to, through his core, to be able to push away from those players from GWS.
Oh, look, he's not a monster-sized man, you know, like a 6'4", but he's a beast around the footy. He's really powerful through the core, as you called it, Pickers.
Power is in trouble, but somehow they've got out of jail here, Hampton. Now they're in trouble on the rebound.
So there was a bit of talent in that from Hampton as well, being able to spin and actually hit the target, went a bit low.
Bruce, attack on the ball was good. Frost tucks it under the arm. Can he hit a target? He can in Palmer. Wider is Miles. Can play on. Short. Townsend. Okay by Bug. Out to Hoskin Elliott. That's not okay by him. Holding the ball. Advantage taken. He took it, but unfortunately Blair let him down and dropped the ball. And now he's working hard to right his wrong.
I don't think Blair wanted to take the advantage. The only problem was there was 2 handballs before he got it.
Yeah,
so the game was already in motion. It was already back on.
Yeah.
See, the young Frost, his pace across the back line a second ago. 6'4", 6'4.5", Frost. He's got some serious go about him off the deck when he has to get in motion. Oh, that's selling you, mate, into trouble.
Yeah, have that. All the best.
I'm about to get tackled. I don't want it. You can cop it.
Yeah.
My view, that should be prior. If you throw your teammate under the bus, you should be held accountable for that.
Team prior, Pickett.
Team prior.
Team prior.
Oh, Pickers, if I was playing on your side, I reckon I'd give that to you 5 times out.
Of course you would.
Now, Miles could have taken that out, and he eventually does on the second movement. We'll have a ball up, scores a double.
We get a look here now at Israel to contest the ruck against young Wood. Doesn't get to face him and use his leap, so you're going to see what he's learned in the ruck here. Green comes over the top.
Third man up, tapped down by Ward to Smith. Trelaw, quick reflex kick forward. Palmer searches for the body in Shaw.
Did another look at it this time. They'll probably go for the third man up again.
Well, the last 2 they have.
Yeah.
It's been Ward over and then Green over.
Talking of beasts, Israel is one of the most powerful athletes.
Here's Blair.
And here's another one.
Yeah, got it out in front of Swan. In the back, it'll be a Collingwood ball just as the Giants were away. Dawes quickly moves it. Looks up, sees Sinclair, kick doesn't make it.
Horrible kick. I'm not sure you want Dawes that far up the ground, do you?
No.
He might be chasing a kick here. He's had a pretty quiet game again.
Yeah, he has.
You definitely don't want him using finesse.
And there's cutting it off, the man in question.
He's got to do a better job with the football with this one.
What's he had, Dawes? Just the 3 disposals.
2 kicks, 1 handball.
Yeah.
Here's Elliott.
He's going to give it a handball to a bloke running off the ground then.
And then he's kicked it to the man of the mark.
Not his finest moment. It was a terrific game, but...
And they've managed to clear it. Poor kick. Well trapped by Cloak. Buckley with speed. Into the path. Into the space. A chance for Swan to get there.
Great kick.
And it was a very good kick, but it was a great lunge by Swan.
Yeah. Rosie, you know you're having a good game, though, if you're trying to get off the ground and the ball's still following you.
That's exactly right. I can't believe he didn't want it. I would have turned around and grabbed it. Just started up there, running off the ground, Matty.
Game number 190, this for goal number 150. Good lunge there by Swan. This for his third to celebrate that 150 and put the Pies up by 40.
To make him the highest possession winner on the ground, and misses with his 16th.
You wouldn't see that very often.
See, with the finals not too far away, Dermot, the Pies haven't looked... I mean, they got a belting last week from the Hawks, and they're not looking that flash today. There's some real concerns from the Collingwood coaching staff, I would think, at this stage.
I just don't think they're working hard enough, as this style of game in this era suggests, to get back into the back line. Perhaps it's not getting there enough to warrant the normal match style that they can brutally run it down the field with numbers coming out of there, but almost been dragged down a little bit, a level at the moment.
Buckley's kick in. Little push from Clyde. Was it picked up? It was.
And you know what? It was just a steadying touch. There was no real push.
That's the difficulty with the rule, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can actually not push, but you can still give away a free kick when you put a hand in the back. You're right. It was really just an extension there, but players know they can't do it, so you've got to use an elbow.
The anomaly of that is, Rosie, if he uses an elbow, he could absolutely slam it into the back, but you can't just lightly touch with open hands.
It was just so obvious, though, wasn't it, that he did it?
No, you're right, Pickers. It was.
Everyone on the ground knew. It was just hard to deal with.
Move it on. Play on. Play on.
So now Reid with the kick. And he's hoping for Pendlebury. Power, well, he's out-muscled there by Pendlebury. He didn't have the height, and Shalor kept that in, and that's one that he shouldn't.
We'll have a look at this again. Watch just the flat hands. He knows he's got him done. It's such a light touch. It's to almost steady himself, to feel the distance between him and the opponent.
Yeah, it had no impact on the marking contest at all, did it?
Yeah, but it's the rule.
Free kick. No, it is, yep.
Well, he had to wait there, Adams. There was a high ball up. Collingwood win it for Solo. Kick is a clever one. Along the ground, out in front of Cloak. Wheels around, got the free kick paid against him, but then kicks a fantastic goal for his first.
Yeah, look, you got to admire his perseverance. He's been copping a hammering left, right, and centre in Melbourne, obviously about contract, and even from Collingwood fans, which I'm not real sure about that, Dermot. Well, he's playing for the team and he's having contractual disputes. I don't think if you're a Collingwood fan, you want to criticise him. He's part of the team. He's part of their preparation going into a final series and hopefully a premiership. But he can't fault his work rate. He's certainly working really, really hard, and he's starting to get a bit of reward for it today.
So not to be denied, Travis Cloak with his 11th disposal, his first goal of the evening, and there's that live ladder. We'll keep an eye on that right throughout the game, up to 118 as they build their lead up to 41.
Well, it started at 115.85, so they're up close enough to 3 pickers.
It's Rene Gaia.
That last goal.
It's Rene Gaia, Dermot. It's heading in the right direction.
If you want to see a poster boy for unrewarded running, he's sure then calling for a handball off Travis Cloak. He's a man who won't ever give it.
Chance here again for the Magpies. They're really pressing as Beams goes to the man for unrewarded running, gets rewarded this time. Shaw's ball, Tarrant caught at the back. Frost, double fist. Elliott lurking. So too Mooney. Looks up, no one to handball, might go alone. Got a sniff of the goals, got one earlier, but Luke Power was in the right place at the right time.
Jeez, he is seriously quick, Kalen Mooney, isn't he? He's just slingshotted away.
He got away from nowhere. It's just acceleration.
I heard Alex Fasolo on the...
Look at that for a grab. Sorry, Piggers. Sean Edwards is up, and he came down with it.
Just saying, I heard Alex Fasolo talking about he's the quickest bloke at the club. They reckon he could take on Usain Bolt over 20 metres. Just cool.
That is quick.
That is quick.
That's quick.
Yeah. Well, if we get an Olympic event over 20, he's our rep. Oh, and actually, he's Islands.
It's a push or a mark.
What's a 50, isn't it?
Oh, was it in the marking contest?
Maybe it was.
Don't go past him, Frost.
Yeah, you're going to hold him up.
To Beans.
You can see there's some fatigue in the bodies. I also feel with Phil Davis, who's game and manful, I reckon Clokey's worked him over a little bit in the last few minutes.
Speaking about working over, big finish from Beams.
It's just a significant drop-off, isn't it, Dermot? We're repeating ourselves from the first quarter. What you can see with the Giants is the talent level that they do have, but you can see the significant drop-off with the fatigue. Here's the mark here. It's a really good leap. Eyes on the ball, twists around. That's a nice catch. He'll be happy with that when he watches the replay with his coach during the week. That's a really, I like the way he kept his eyes on the ball there, Matty. Really nice, and a good finish from Beams. Outside 50.
Does kick it a long way, doesn't he, Beams?
He does.
He's good for a goal a game over that in his career, and he's had a terrific season. As I touched on earlier today, we'll be hearing from him shortly at half-time. We've got just over 3 minutes remaining.
I think Clokey's having a break now, is he, Pickers?
No, I'm just having a look for him at the moment.
Not out there, can't see him at the moment.
He's nowhere near me, though.
Yeah, he's on the bench.
And they go forward again here, Collingwood. Elliott out wide. Down the line he goes. He wants Pendlebury, or next in line he let it go for Shaw. Good communication. Shaw could almost get home from here, but straightens it up, puts it out in front. Clever kick.
Beautiful
for
kick,
Tarrant.
And why I said Cloke is on the bench is because Phil Davis, who's manful, and you feel for Phil because Cloke really has physically worked him over and runs hard. And then Davis is no slouch by foot pace for a bloke who's 6'4", 6'5". Is just too fatigued to chase Tarrant out, who is his new opponent, probably for only 2-3 minutes until Cloke comes back.
He's put one both sides this quarter. Can he get it to come back and straighten up? He's 0 for 3. The probability said 60%. We've got to work on that because he's 0 for 3.
That's a mistake, though, from the Giants coaching staff. Davis has got to come off now. You can't be expecting to play him on Cloke, and then Cloke comes off for a spell, and then he stays on the ground. He has to come off with Cloke.
So
I would say yes, Paul, but this is the Giants. Do they have enough men to cover him to come off?
Do you trust?
Well, I think it's unfair on your captain, your young captain Davis. It's unfair on him to ask him to play on Cloke and stay on the ground the whole time and then go to Tarrant and then come back onto Cloke.
Shaw's in the van here, gets the handball from Beams. Shaw won't miss, and he doesn't.
He saw with the ball in hands a little bit better than 60% and hitting the mark he's aiming at. Yeah, Phil Davis, I agree with you. I pointed that out because a lot of people say, oh, he's had another one kicked on him. He's been worked over by that. He's been tag teamed. Yeah. It's like the old WWE days, you know. He's been thrown into the turnbuckle and now on comes Tarrant over the top. I knew you'd like that.
The handicap match.
Andre.
Well, just like in the first quarter, the Giants got the first 2 goals. Collingwood have got the last 6.
Yeah.
And now they're out to 55.
And there's
that's his reward.
Back on to Davis. Yeah.
That's what he gets as a reward now. He gets Clokey back out there as 105 and runs 14, 15 Ks a match.
Kick in from Green, taken by Ward. He's going to run out of room.
Yeah, they just need to get through this minute and a half and get to half-time, get the oxygen in and restock. They've been really good in the first 10 or 15 minutes of each of the first and second quarters and then dropped off significantly.
From the clearance, no one really getting out there.
Well, to back up that point, Roosie, the last 4 goals of the first quarter were Collingwood and the last 6 of this quarter.
Yep.
Yeah, well, as I said,
10 of your 13 goals, Pickers.
Lightning Premiership, Roosie, just 2 12.5-minute halves. They're in the comp.
Well, they're pushing for a Lightning Premiership. We're going to have to call it the Dermot Brereton Cup. Miles got it to Green, but again, not a lot of room for the Giants to work, and Shaw plays the percentages.
But it makes sense, Dermot, because if you look at Tevin Sheedy and Choco, they will know that an under-18 player runs about 8, 9, 10 kilometres a game in an under-18 championship game, and we just had the national championships, and I saw the GPS data. Yep. An AFL player runs about 15 kilometres, 13 to 15 kilometres a game. So it's impossible for these young boys to compete with a team like Collingwood for 120 minutes. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, the big lumbering forwards will go anywhere from, like 9 or 10 Ks to about 12 Ks. And then you've got the phenomenal athletes like this bloke who's just turned Phil Davis around again now at 105 kilos, and he's doing 14.
Yeah.
It's a huge task for Phil Davis, who is one of their experienced players, but he's still only, what, 21 or so.
Green was in trouble, but he managed while he was down on the ground to get the handball out to Scully. Townsend likes the physical contest, gave it over to Adams, but he just put it back into trouble for Edwards. Adams again, release, Scully, quick hands. Solid tackle. As the clock ticks down towards half-time, the Giants will be very happy to get a bit of a breather there.
I mean, you talk about the tackle numbers just then, Matty. 22-22, 23-23. And you see here that we haven't seen a lot of this from Collingwood. Low tackle numbers at half-time, 23. That's 46 for the game for both teams. They are low tackle numbers.
Townsend, he's got granite on his shoulders. He's as hard as they come.
Hampton stepped out, back to Bug. Forward, Young, who's had a good first half, and just put it out wide looking for Dane Swan, but he can't find him. The Giants have opened both quarters up very well, kicking the first couple of goals, but then the Magpies have settled into their rhythm and have settled into scoring on the scoreboard. They led by 25 points at quarter time, and they're quite comfortable here at the moment, leading by 55 points. So from that point of view, they are going okay. As we look at that live ladder, we'll do so right throughout the game. They are starting to build on their percentage in this wonderful battle for the top 4 spot at the moment. Skoda Stadium, a nice night for footy, and plenty of Giants fans around, and plenty of Giants will know that Luke Power is an important part of their team, and here he is with Pickers.
Luke, good starts to both quarters, but they've really got on top in the back half of the quarters.
Yeah, our starts have been good, just giving silly goals away, and I've been a pretty big culprit for that, but we just got to cut the poor disposals out down back, and we can be pretty competitive.
And your second halves have been a bit of a drop-off, so you'll need to have a big thick at half-time at the second half.
You're definitely right, mate. We need to play well in the second half of games. So thanks.
Not too happy, Luke Power, but from the point of view of Magpie fans right around the country, they'll be pretty pleased that the margin at half-time here at Skoda is 55.
A team by X amount, you should be the X plus half in the second half as that team is getting beaten fatigues. So this is all important for the Magpies as they turn for the finals.
The second half is underway. We'll keep an eye on the live ladder throughout this half as Blair wins the first clearance for Collingwood. Driving it up, ball spills towards the back. Power there first, gets half a shepherd, but it was enough from Palmer, and then just pushes it out in front of Scully. Got it, recovered. Now hits it in board towards Treloar. Next in line was Smith. The handball was out in front. That handball, well,
Too high.
Miles got it from Giles and he didn't really want it. He got thrown under the bus as well, but
Giles has pushed forward here. If you can, see. He split the defenders there, but they just took a little bit. Oh,
that's not a good kick from Cameron. That's straight to Reid.
This should go quickly, and they should take it the other end. He's picked off.
Scully with the intercept. And the kick around the corner from Hoskin Elliott, not a good one.
Do you know what? There wasn't that much urgency to get to Hoskin Elliott then from the Collingwood defenders. He had time with his pace to really wheel around and straighten up.
Yeah, and I would have thought that Pies would have got a fierce talking to at half-time about their starts in each of the quarter. And again, they've been sloppy early in this quarter as well. So the coaches would have known that the Giants have been better in the 10 minutes of the first quarter and the first 10 minutes of the second quarter.
And Hoskin Elliott probably should have made them pay and repeated it. Now it's out to Brown.
Pendlebury's broken. Treloar's following him out. He's got enough pace to follow him. So he's out of screen now. They're going to leapfrog him with the kick.
Buckley's kick, not a good one.
So that is fantastic by Treloar. Pendlebury was the target, but Treloar worked hard on him. He won't get any stat. He won't get any notice from us. He's off screen, but he choked up the target that Pendlebury tried to become then.
And he's got the ball.
He almost a turnover came, but Treloar was there. Now the Giants work it up. Looking for Hoskin Elliott. He got it. Gave it back to the man who kicked it to him in Miles. Presenting his Patton. Now Giles has run hard. Patton's kick's a shocker, but it might work for him. It goes out the side to Bug. Giles is still pushing forward. Bug goes back to Green. Giles, well, he ran out of puff, but he got there. And the big man gets the reward.
That's a great effort.
He wants to give it off. He's tired. He won't be able to make the distance.
Giles, don't do it. Just go back and take the shot now. Sometimes you're thinking so team-orientated, you lose sight of the fact that you're 35 from goal.
Well, he ran all the way down and then across.
He worked pretty hard there, the big fella.
kick one so far tonight, and this for the first goal of the quarter. So it would be the third time the Giants have done that, but not to be. It's off to the left.
Worry for Collingwood is you normally associate them with a really slick ball moving team, Dermot. We haven't really seen much of that today, have we? A lot of goals off the opposition turnovers. There hasn't been a lot of coast to coast, a lot of real clean ball from Collingwood.
Dawes, it's a good take, but that's a horrendous kick into
another example of just some poor ball movement from the Pies.
Miles to Scully. They're trying to affect the switch and get a loose man to this side, and they've done it now with Palmer. And he tumbles that forward, but Hoskin Elliott was there.
You're probably going to go deep here because really attack the Pies' defence deep has worked well for them.
Giles almost, Cameron looking for it. Maxwell stands up and kicks it clear. Blair. Now Collingwood gets something happening. Now for Solo with the kick to Shaw. Stretches, but had to go down. He wanted to move it quickly. He knew they had some room and space. Over to Dawes. Now Buckley. Now Seedsman. He knew the Cloak was free. Should steady. Should straighten up. Should kick a goal. Kicks his second. And that's reward for effort for him.
Yeah, and that's better from the Pies. No question about that. Just needed a goal early in a quarter because we've talked about it all night. The fact that the Giants have started a lot better in each of the first and the second quarter. Shaw's been really effective forward of the ball tonight. Good help ball movement, good running, good follow-up. Nice target. And then Cloak gets reward. He's really worked hard tonight, Cloak, and he's starting to get some reward for his effort.
Cloak gets his second. Let's get down to Liam. Some action on the Collingwood bench.
Yeah, a bit of an Irish connection here. Mooney's been subbed out of the game, and Marty Clark, who started as the sub, is now on the ground.
Oh, they're waxing.
Yeah. So CM off, MC on, and they're both Irish. Work that out. Anyway, Cloak's got 2 goals, and Collingwood get the first goal of the quarter. Margin 59. Palmer, give on the up. Trelaw's in trouble. Just got a half a boot to it. Now Pendlebury. Cut off by Bruce. Green, Trelaw. Not sure about that one, but somehow he got it to Scully. And Giles is free again. Now Folau runs for him. And running for him is Palmer. And he uses him, although he had to go back. And now he's going to hook it round the body from 50 metres. Needs a kind bounce. Doesn't go through.
Buckley got the kind bounce. Yeah, just the hand pass from Israel. Just fractionally went behind him and stopped him in his tracks.
Yeah, it did. It did. But once again, a really open Giants forward line. They've turned them around a couple of times, which is unusual for Collingwood. Generally, they leave a defender back inside their defensive 50 to stop them from getting opened up.
Can they go coast to coast here?
They should.
Pendlebury to Beams. To the top of the square. Swan made room for Cloak to come across, but he didn't complete the mark. Now Hampton to clear for the Giants. He's not sure. Not a lot of options, but straightens it up with a good kick to Hoskin Elliott.
Now, we all know, and we love Dane Swan, but Curtly Hampton ran away from him then, and that reflects a little bit of the mindset. They really could put them to the sword a little bit earlier here. Swanee really didn't want to make that chase on Hampton.
Here's for Solo from 55 metres, right to the line, hits the post.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right, Dermot. There's no question. You can see Collingwood want to put them away, but they're not putting in enough effort to do so at the moment. They're just relying on the Giants dropping off and turning the ball over.
They're waiting for it to come their way.
2-on-1, and the one wins.
And he got boot to ball very cleverly, Hoskin Elliott. Giles just forced the contest. Ball at ground level. Maxwell keeping his feet. Wants the free kick, but well done, Nick Maxwell. And he's going to get it back. And away he goes through the centre half-back position.
Good chase.
Throw. Rebound footy coming for the Giants. Scully's kick out in front. Poor bounce. Townsend's a good tackler. Seedsman. And he hits the boundary line, and probably the Giants should have done better with that.
And the Giants have won 4 of the last 5 clearances, which tells you a bit about the mindset, I think, of the Pies coming out after half-time. Great chase here. Really good from the big fella. Throw. Scully's just got to get better with his possessions too, Dermot. He just, you touched on it earlier. His kicking skills are just a touch down on where they should be.
Super handball by Green to get it to Adams. Down low, Cameron put his head down, felt for the free kick and got it.
He was down there getting the ball. If you get it and then you duck down, that's play on. He ducked his head because he had to go for it.
I don't understand why players say that. He ducked his head. Look at him here. Well, he might, but you have to go down and actually win the ball. It's hard to win the ball with your head in the air. So I think that's a free kick every day of the week.
Put it this way, Liver wouldn't have got him high.
So Jeremy Cameron's had a pretty quiet night, just the one goal. And he can't add to that. 1 goal, 2 for Cameron. They're peppering the goal a bit, the Giants, but nothing yet.
The zone's broken down the last 2 times, the Giants.
Yeah.
They've been able to get the long kick out here.
Tarrant got the last one. This time Beams. That's a 50.
That is 50 against Palmer. He should know better. Shaw's going with it. He wants to move it quickly. He wants to get it in the cloak direction. Whistle on. Now he can go. Arms up in the air. Good vision from Shaw because everyone expected it to go to the square.
Yeah.
He's been really good tonight, he's sure. He's played a lot more forward tonight.
Yeah, he has. He started winging, then he went forward pickers. You're absolutely right. He's been really effective. Probably almost their most effective player tonight. 87% effective disposals, 15 possessions and a goal.
I like this young man, but if there's one criticism, and it's only a minor one, he takes a long time with the ball in hand when he gets a static play. He nearly always walks back from the man on the mark and comes in and takes the full allotment of time that the umpire announces. Fair enough, he's got a set shot on that occasion, but just even then he walks back from the man on the mark instead of getting back there as quick as you can. All the options are dried up, and then you take your time.
Well, here we have a scenario. I know that the Giants haven't kicked a goal, but here we are, sort of 12 and a half minutes remaining in the quarter, and the lead has only been extended by 4 points. Since half-time.
Problem is, Matty, is it's the next 10 or 12 minutes that are going to be the most telling in this quarter.
So you'd expect the Magpies to start piling on the goals here. Not to be yet for Elliott. It'll be a boundary throw-in.
Just once again, you're looking at tackles, and I touched on it just before. It hasn't been a hard game from the Pies. We've talked about it a couple of times in terms of effort and clearances and so forth. But the Pies have only had, if I look at the tackles, 24 tackles for the whole game, which is pretty ordinary.
Here's Dane Swan for number 3. Well, it won't be him, but Travis Cloke will kick his third.
He was able to hold Davis away from where the ball was dropping. He identified it nice and early. And in the end, Phil Davis is arguing that he shepherded him away from the footy. That's a mark.
3 goals to Travis Cloke.
He's a brute. How would you play him, Rosie?
Yeah, look, you've got to get off him. You can't wrestle. There's no, and look, it's tough in this situation because there's not much room to actually get off him, and you've got to take away. I would have stood the other side simply from the fact that you're trying to push him to the points rather than the goals. I think his mistake there was on the wrong side of him, but he's obviously a big guy, and it's really tough one-on-one against Cloak when you've got no support.
Took a while to get going on the scoreboard. He's had 14 disposals, and now he's got 3 goals. So he's, it won't surprise at the end of the day to see him up there with 5 and 6.
It's a good combination of assets, isn't it? Because 108, that'll get called back. Oh, no. 108 kilos, and he runs 14, 15 Ks a game.
Well, you're spot on, Derm. And the other thing is they come here tonight expecting, obviously, a big win, try to get the percentage up, but they also want to get some form into the likes of Cloak and Dawes.
Penderbury somehow got boots of ball there to push it inside his forward 50. Power. Treloar helped him out. He was going past and then straightened it up to Green. Running is Hampton. Good movement here, Giants. Giles presents well.
Oh, dummy.
Beautiful handball from Giles to give it to Devon Smith.
It's going to go.
He lines up for his 3rd. Brilliant goal, Giants. That's their best of the night.
He's been all right, Giles, hasn't he? He presents, he works hard. He's a really, really honest player and really nice. Hampton's starting to run off the back line. I like that as well. He's just a nice little dummy. I don't know, it's a fumble.
I think he thought this is like a training drill, a handball there, but once again, a league player read where he was going with the handball, went to cut it off, and he went, oh, he's there a bit quick. I better hold on to that one. Good finish.
Yeah, great movement by the Giants. Devon Smith with 3 goals, as I touched on earlier, had 3 goals coming into this game, 3 goals, 15. And he's kicked 3 tonight, all at that end. And that was just terrific stuff.
Good jump.
Unfortunately, it's one, though, for the Magpies out of the centre.
They got to get the skates on here, Collingwood.
Frost and Treloar involved. Green again. Also Scully. Treloar's kick misses the target. Bruce has got to kick it over the top so Palmer can run onto it. Good kick. Palmer caught on his wrong side.
Been the 15-minute mark of each quarter that Collingwood have taken it away from GWS. We're at the 13-minute mark now. And as we see, Patton's about to put the Giants into attack here. All right, well, maybe in 2 possessions.
Now, Luke Powell wants it wide. It's going to hang in the air for a while, but it's a good kick from Palmer. He kept it low. Palmer, a little chip pass out in front. Ward by hand. Cameron. Well, handball to himself, I think, there, really. And it was a little bit clumsy.
Just needed urgency.
I think the other thing we touched on before the game, if the Giants got their average of the last 3 or 4 weeks of 40 points, then Collingwood needed 180 to bridge that 10%. So they're up to 44 now, the Giants, so which means Collingwood's going to have to kick above 180 now, and that'll keep sliding up.
Good spoil, sits for power, tumbles it forward. Big attack on the ball from everyone, but reading it well, Swan. By hand to Beams, Young to Brown. They work it out nicely.
Swan's going to go again, and he'll kick a goal here, Swan. He'll run the length of the field. You saw him, he took it 20 metres from goal.
There he is now. The handball from Cloak out in front.
If he gets round Green, he's on. He might even go again a 3rd time. No, he's lost his
Tarrant wants Dawes. He's got position. Ball spills. Giles was down one end a minute ago. Working hard, the big man. Frost. Handball's a poor one. Puts Scully under pressure. Might have got one in the back. Play on the call. Treloar battling with Dawes. Can't get free. We'll have a ball up inside Collingwood's forward 50.
I'm not sure Fasolo had to jump over the top of Dawes then before either. I don't know whether Dawes would have marked it, definitely, but Fasolo came over the top. Really, he should have stayed down as the crummer then.
Absolutely going to say the same thing, Rosie. He's got no right to be going up 3rd man there.
Well done by Smith. And kick over the top of Edwards. He can go back. Probably should have, but
good movement,
a bit of confidence. Yeah, he's got good evasive skills. Folau caught under it, and Reid was always going to read that the best.
He can't get a bit too frustrated there for Lau Dermy, can he? Because it wasn't a great kick, and I just watched him shaking his head. He's obviously a competitor, but that's not one you're going to expect him to mark. It's not to his advantage. He just has to push back, have a look at the tape during the week, talk to his coach. But it's it was a poor kick to him, really.
Just a novice of the game, understanding the sport a little bit better. He will eventually learn that, as you say, it's not his fault that he got done then. Yeah, he played it well, Reid, but the kick definitely favours Reid. So he's just got to pin the ears back and thrust into him harder and learn from that situation. See one, do one, learn from it.
Pendlebury racking up plenty of possession now.
Big numbers back here, Matt.
This is Blair. He just chips over the top. Pendlebury again. Too far out to score. Cloak presents for him. Will open up some space behind him. And is that in? It is at Swan, just inside the boundary.
With me.
And we'll get a good look at Dane Swan from the boundary here.
So they're 4 points ahead on the quarter, Collingwood.
And
Swan's had 4 possessions. Pendlebury 7. Goes inside. Beams. This is about the stage in quarters 1 and 2 where Collingwood put their foot on the gas and take it away. And they seriously need, if they want to increase this percentage now, they seriously need to go again now.
so Beams he'll kick just inside the 50. There he goes from 48.
Nice action.
Umpire doesn't move. He gets them going.
Sweet hit.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, they're going to have to win the next 40 minutes by 70-plus points. So they do have to get their skates on if they want to bridge the gap. And here it is. Nice, really nice kick from, once again, efficient from Pendlebury. Swan's starting to get on his bike a little bit now. He's starting to work a bit harder. I mean, he's had a pretty good game. He's been solid. Beams kicking a goal from outside 50, but they really do need to, the next 40 minutes of this game, the Pies need to really get a wriggle on if they're going to bridge that gap on the Eagles.
Excellent finish from Dane Beams, his second goal for the evening, 16 disposals. And the big names involved there. Pendlebury to Swan to Beams, goal.
Have a look at that marks inside 50, though. It's a massive stat, 18 to 5.
Miles isn't going anywhere there. You'd like to see from a... yeah, we talked about Dawes. You'd like to see Dawes get a couple more inside forward 50. Cloak's going well.
And those marks you talked about, Pickers, inside 50, you know, there's 2 or 3 of those for the Giants have been contested, so they get no easy reception when they go inside.
Well done by Bug to get it to Ward. Treloar, Bug kept going. Don't know about that one to go to Green, though. But they've worked it out. And the pass hits the target. So Scully. Time to play. Now Cameron's in the pocket. Jumps at it. Spoil was effective from Tuvey. Townsend went without it, but he got it back. The handball came from Treloar, and Townsend's kick around the corner was behind. Quick reflex give there. They've got some of that.
Yeah, look, I mean, they're reasonable in close. They do, yeah, because they're good under-18 players with good skills. It's just that fitness we've talked about a number of times tonight. That's a good effort from Lukey Power. That's a worry for Dawes. The Luke Power-Dawes battle won by Luke Power in terms of a contest in the air. A real concern for Collingwood.
He should dispense with it. He should brutally just throw him around and win that easy. Cameron
looks up.
That's a touch of class.
Yeah, his kick just hung up there for Smith. Chop of the arms, wasn't much in it.
No. Now, if we look straight ahead of this, they're just about ready to fall off here, although Edwards gets on the lead here now because they've gone static again, GWS.
Ward gets around, takes a bounce, tries to find a man. It's Big Giles.
He's the only one who gave movement. Everybody else was standing back.
Now, the General's a long way away. He wants it, but he can't kick that far, General.
Yeah, sit it up over their head and let him put 102 kilos into the concentration of a knee into somebody in front of him.
He was screaming for it, but it would have taken a 70-metre kick.
Yeah.
It's been good, Giles. Tough kick from that angle. And he kicks another behind.
But Giles is that more mature body, isn't he? So you'd expect him to be able to break through that fitness barrier in a sense that the other young boys can't do, because he has played senior football. He's a big body. He's had some pre-seasons, albeit, you know, in South Australia. So, but you'd expect him to be able to keep playing when the others drop off a bit.
Now, this is not catastrophic because they're not going to lose Collingwood, but this will have everybody who plays against GWS in the last 6-8 weeks banks an extra 6-7%.
Kick from Cameron.
When they play him.
Close.
And Collingwood are letting him off the hook. They're not banking that.
It was a big win from the Hawks. I think they got 15% when the Hawks played GWS. So you're absolutely right. It's not about the 4 points, because without being disrespectful of the Giants, you know you're going to win the 4 points. It's about how much percentage you can get as well.
In the Magpies' favours, I was here a couple of weeks ago when they played Adelaide, and Adelaide were in a similar position. They kicked 10 goals in the last quarter.
They did too.
Got the margin out to 119.
But Collingwood only had one 10-goal win this year. That was against the Suns. So they need to get something happening to really push this here, as we've mentioned.
Solo's broken. If he swings, Clokey, just a fraction slow.
Cloak's kick is in the Fasolo direction. He just got underneath it, but a chance over the back. Sinclair, and happy to sit over. So the Giants have kicked 1 goal 7 this quarter. So they've had it enough inside their forward 50.
Yep.
Margin's grown by 8 points.
Inside 50s, 12 each for the quarter. So they've had an equal share of it. 1 goal 7 to 3 goals 3.
Green, he's got to hit a target, and he does. Hampton.
One area I would be looking at with Collingwood also, they've allowed GWS to use the ball to 77% kicking efficiency.
Which is above their norm.
Absolutely. Collingwood's work rate needs to put so much pressure on these young players as they reach this fatigue portion of the third quarter that they start turning it over again.
So from the throw, and a chance here for the Magpies. The flip over the back was looking for Swan. Power cut it off, though, down low. It comes to Hampton. Now Ward off a step. Good kick. It's so often off a step. It doesn't find its mark. Davis finds his mark.
But I think that's the major concern, Dermot, from the Collingwood coaching staff. The scores haven't come from relentless Collingwood pressure. We've talked about the lack of tackling from a Collingwood point of view. And here we go again.
It's coming soon.
It's
coming
just the poor
soon.
turnovers, yeah, Matty, that have led to Collingwood. Not necessarily a ferocious. Here it is again, like 3 Collingwood players, and the Giants bloke was able to run around them.
Frosty did all right.
Talking about ball use and uncontested possession counters, 206 to 180 in favour of the Giants. So, I mean, they are getting the ball in uncontested situations.
He's having a good game, Giles. So that's another contested mark.
Yeah, 2 contested marks in a row. One from Frost, one from Giles. He just sets it up hoping for the trifecta, and it doesn't happen. Pendlebury back there to help out. Back to Beams. Forced to go now for the big switch.
Now, I'm just going to ask you quickly, Pickers, they haven't activated their sub GWS, have they?
No, not as yet. No, Nick Haynes is a sub.
Well, I would sub out Patton right now because he looked like he couldn't push into Pendlebury on that marking attempt, and it cost them dearly.
And what will cost them in the end, you'd think, is the Collingwood midfield run in the last quarter.
Yeah.
Dawes kicks in a dangerous spot there for Cloak. Forced to push it down in front. Ward swamped by a couple of tacklers. One was Goldsack. The ball comes free. He will win a high ball. Tuvey gets it. Now, the man on the mark, 54, 55 out, decides to just spot it up to Wood. They want it wider. Now it's Reid has Buckley running for him, and he goes back in the other way. Drills it in low. Good vision. Onto the chest of Fasolo. He almost bobbled it, but he should go back and kick the goal.
Yeah, and that's what we haven't seen down the other end. Just that uncontested mark coming out inside the forward 50. They've been really brave down the other end with their contested marks, and they're competing, but they haven't been able to find a way. I think we said before the marks inside forward 50 are about 18 to 5, and this is where Collingwood have been able to open them up a little bit there.
Fasolo lining up for his first tonight. Just inside 50 when he hits it. As soon as he hit it, he liked it. He was running off the ground before it went through.
Yeah, the last quarter is going to be fascinating with a minute to go. We talked about percentage from the start, and it's about 140-point win, Doom.
Just watch this. Now watch Pendlebury keep Patton away from it. See, Patton's got to go for that. To me, that tells me he's been a bit sore over recent weeks. That tells me that he couldn't push into Pendlebury. He is that player who has to crash that pack. Gets turned over, goes the other end. Goal, Collingwood.
Yep.
Fasolo's first, Collingwood 17th, fourth for the quarter. Margin at 69 with a minute remaining in the third term.
Yeah, I'd actually have a look at Big Jonathan. I think he's a little bit sore, Jonathan Patton. Maybe it's time to actually just say, all right, that's enough for you, lad, on your journey.
Might get another one here, Collingwood. Well-worked centre clearance, ends up with Elliott. Plays on quickly. Into the spot it goes, looking for Dawes, but just enough to get down to Scully. They're not out of trouble yet. Bugs kickers up in the air. Collingwood with 3-on-1 here. Wood tapping it back. Pendlebury. Wood's going to get it back. No, he's not. Tarrant not sure where to go. Maxwell.
Oh, Maxwell. That's akin to a professional golfer almost taking an airy.
It isn't just about an air swing. That's a Johnny Blakey one iron off the tee, that one.
Good evening, both.
There's a mark to Cameron. Maybe the Giants will get one before three-quarter time. He plays on quickly. Devon Smith, oh, he's got to go. The kick wasn't a good one. A chance for Swan.
He's coming off now, Dean.
He's got a limp up.
Yeah.
Yeah, have a look at him, Pickers.
I will keep an eye. He's only about 15 metres from me here, Dern.
Yeah, he's sore. I'd sub him out now.
Swan out wider. Shaw called Blair out of it. Took it. Played on quickly. Onto the chest of a rolling Elliott. Now, the kick is just... Dawes was clear, but unfortunately for him, he couldn't take it. So, from the point of view of the Giants, they didn't kick that straight, but they kept the margin down to just... Or they lost the quarter by just 14 points. So the Pies still in control by 69. And a last quarter coming up where they'll be looking to build, as we've mentioned many times tonight. Collingwood by 69 over the Giants, three-quarter time at Skoda Stadium.
But there was a little... for what I reckon they should be doing to GWS now, there's probably a little bit too much frivolity.
Yeah, I absolutely agree, Dermot. I think it reflected what we've seen on the field. I think it was Cloak and Tarrant just having a bit of a laugh and a chat and a giggle and so forth. So I don't want to be too harsh on them, but this is about being ruthless and really crushing a young opposition team. And Collingwood haven't been all that impressive tonight, to be honest.
Now, Dermot, you talked about Jonathan Patton looking a bit sore now. He's been subbed out of the game, so Haynes is in. And Big Jono's got his left knee bandaged with ice at the moment, so, yeah, that's him cooked for the day.
I wouldn't mind betting we mightn't see that much of him
in the last
next
5 weeks.
Fortnight. Yep.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. And we saw that Cloak had to wait till the ball's bounced before he could interchange. He interchanged as soon as the ball's bounced.
Okay.
Yeah.
So did he bother running back to centre forward? He just stood there on the edge.
No, he just stood there on the edge and just watched on.
So they're willing to play 17 for a few seconds.
Played 17.03 because he was still on the ground.
Thank you, that's it.
Chance for Palmer. He looks up. It's a dangerous kick.
He'll get it back.
He might get it back, and they've still got a chance. Ward, hard man to tackle, but he just got the handball through. Sinclair now.
Oh.
Well, Reece Palmer fell over and he handballed it to him. Toby Green got a call out the back. Sloppy footy from the Giants. Not a lot of confidence there as Beams hoiks one up high. Comes down, Bruce and Dawes. Bruce went to ground. Got up with it though.
Play on!
And you'd have to say incorrect disposal, but it was play on the call.
It's going to go over.
It's going to fall for Tarrant, who bursts out to grab it. Goldsack, Seedsman, he might get it back on the old 1-2 from Elliott. Handball forward, Dawes bounces off his shoulder. Davis.
Gee, Dawsey turned his back on the contact on the contact then.
There's the sub Haynes, his first kick, just misses his target in Miles.
Good Frankston boy.
Gets it back.
I think Chris Dawes would want to have a good last quarter, Dermot, just quietly. I think if after Nathan Buckley mentioned last week about their talls, he's had 11 possessions for the game and kicked a goal, but just that, oh, you're right, just that lack of urgency there. Oh.
Ricochet.
Well, Giles, he's had a good game.
Yeah. Haynes, good kick. Cameron can play on. 40 metres out, he's on his natural left boot. And he kicks the goal. Something from nothing for the Giants.
And you don't want to hang anyone, but that Dawes fumble turned the back down the other end of the ground, and the ball goes down the other end. That should have been a goal to Collingwood, and it goes down the other end of the ground.
What's the worst thing that can happen? If Dawsey charges at it, gets the contact front, he gets a blood nose.
Yeah.
But you kick a goal.
Sheeds is happy with the goal too. He's a nice finisher, Cameron, isn't he? A really nice finisher. Good athlete, runs well. He's going to have a big future in AFL.
2 goals, 3 for the night for Cameron, as we see Patton with that ice with Haynes on, and he's kicked 24 goals for the season. Jeremy Cameron, their leading goal kicker.
Yeah, there's no doubt they thought he was going to be good.
Yeah.
They didn't realise he was going to be this good this early.
Yeah, I've got a feeling a sneaky feeling, Dermot, they did. I think from the time he was about 17, they all thought, let's get our hands on this kid. Yeah. We'll get him as a zone kid.
But if you're recruiting a kid, if you pick a kid at 17, you're picking because you think he's going to be good. You don't think he's going to have the impact that Cameron's had this year. He's a seriously good player. We saw Jonathan Patton on screen then.
Great handball from Folau over to Green, but he had nowhere to go. Seedsman going back to Shaw, and he's going to go. And he goes straight up the ground. He spotted Beams. Wonderful vision. Beams can take it and go as well. Long ball up. Tarrant in position or Cloak. Cloak. Too strong, too big.
Towering.
I don't know whether they've got another option on Cloak, but I think the worry for Davis is now that he's playing a really tough position. Centre-half back as a young player in a young team that's going to get, a couple of beltings on the way home. I'd like to see him released a little bit to centre-half forward. Just take the pressure off him a bit, because you don't want to destroy the young fella.
That's it.
He's 21.
Yeah, exactly.
Hasn't turned 22 yet.
3 goals for Travis. Make it 4.
Yeah, Phil Davis, 21, hasn't turned 22 yet. He's regarded as one of the senior players. If he was playing in your team with you, Roosy, you'd still be looking after him with kid gloves.
That's exactly right, Derm. A really good point. He'd be playing on the third tall, or he'd be playing floating half forward, you know, back and forward, and just learning the cape of what they're asking him to do at GWS is play on the key forward like Travis Cloke week in, week out. They need to give him a chop out.
Okay, no blocking, guys.
4 goals to Cloke, and they get one back, the Pies, after Cameron kicked one at the other end.
And he is, Phil Dove's having to play on, perhaps physically, the game's biggest key forward monster. He is huge, and when he's like that, my God, he's big.
Play on.
Hoskin Elliott got in front. Power back to Bug. That screws off the outside of the boot. Hard one for Frost to take, but he did okay. And
Watch
there's
the
that
pace.
speed
Yeah.
again. You talked about Dermot, and spotted Big Giles.
Now, Wood's got to get to that.
Trelaw's had a good night. Miles told to run. No one really to kick to. Not a good kick, but it might fall for them. Here comes Palmer. Looks up around the corner. The sub Haynes stretches and takes it.
Well, Hainesy's come from the half-forward flank on the other side, so fresh legs, running it up to them once again. We're 5 minutes into the quarter, and we've seen them being able to hang for the first 12, 14, 15 minutes. And they're doing the same again here in this 5 minutes.
They've kicked a goal, and now Haynes lining up for their second. Kick one, his first goal in AFL football last week.
Oh, Haynes.
He just leant back on that and just squeezed it out.
Said he's an old Frankston Bombers boy. Kicked it like a few of my mates I grew up with.
Yes, just pushed it out right. Just not quite down the centre, Byrne.
No.
Yeah, we've seen Collingwood really winning on fitness and just talent. Not on effort. Haven't had a lot of effort from the Pies.
What a kick.
Yeah, nice kick.
And Cloke's got it. And he just puts it into the path or at the goal. Take your pick. He's got a handful. 5 goals to the power forward.
He's cashing in, Rosie.
Yeah. And that's one of the few positives, I think, for tonight, this afternoon, this evening, for the Collingwood supporters at home.
Watch this kick.
Beautiful
How
kick.
quick it goes through the air. He is just a monster kick, Reid, but I love how he doesn't get any sky balls. He just punches them through the air. They're like an exocet taking off.
It's a nice trajectory, isn't it, that kick?
That's how you go coast to coast.
Yeah.
Beautiful kicking of the football. 18 disposals, 5 goals.
Might have to put the stop clock on that one.
Alistair Lynch will be watching that one closely at home, I would have thought.
Chance for a rebound here from Scully. Didn't know where to go. He should have kicked it.
Just had word from downstairs, Matty. It was a 15-second coast to coast.
Thank you. Here's Blair. Going back and waiting to set it up. Kick comes out wide. Sinclair to Swan, forced to give it back to Elliott. Stood up in the tackle, stayed on it, drills it in low. Tough one for Dawes to take, but he's equal to the task. Slipped it off to Tarrant, who's been inaccurate. Yeah, he got that one right. Can't get the set shots through, but he wobbles it through, and he knows it was a good one.
It's a very good miss.
That was a better effort from Dawes too. Just a really nice ground ball, a really nice take. Here it is here. Elliott just along the ground. But it gives the forward a chance at least. Really good take, good clean hands. And watch the late hook here. We can't see it, but the late hook, and Terrence going, that's a point, that's a point. Nah, that's a goal.
Yeah.
Really got a nice little bend at the end of that one. And he hasn't had a lot of joy with his set kicks, but got a bit of reward there for an interesting kick.
So 3 goals, 3 very quick goals, and now the foot is down on the pedal.
So you would expect that in the fourth quarter, the drop-off from GWS would come quicker than the 15-minute mark for the overall match fatigue. They have to put them to the sword now. They really need to actually put the foot on the throat.
Pushing up to 121%, but the West Coast still to play against the Brisbane Lions at Patterson Stadium tomorrow. Giants forward again, ricochet ball, Young, while Palmer got into his back. It was clumsy.
People at home might be thinking, why are we talking so much about it? Because there's a game difference between the two sides. But the reality is, there's basically 3 sides shooting for a top 4 spot. It's just so important to get that top 4 spot.
Well, as you said, Pickers, you put up the match fixture that's to come ahead, and then you've got a team like the Hawthorn. I've looked at their draw. They've got some hard matches coming up as well. They've got the West Coast. They've got Geelong next week.
I think this percentage is okay, though, Dean. They're 160.
Percentage-wise, but they slip back 1. They lose 2 of those, and then they go level, and then Collingwood will level with somebody else, a contemporary on that, and that's when the percentage is really going to come into its own.
It's a season like no other with percentage this year.
Well, now with the 2 new teams
With the 2 new
coming
teams.
in, yeah, absolutely. There's no question. No question. It's unusual to have so many teams in the 8 with such good percentages.
Yep. So, yeah, it is a point that we harp on, but it is going to be crucial right up until the last game in round 23.
And if you're a football fan, Matty, you know that. And that's why we're talking about it so much, because people out there will understand that percentage is really critical. If you're following Collingwood, if you're following West Coast, you need to know what your percentage is, and you want your team like tonight to put this other team to the sword, Dermot.
And I think you look at those, what we saw at 3/4 time, the percentage, as soon as you give away a goal, which Collingwood did when Cameron got the first goal, they've kicked the last 3. They've only gone up 0.7%.
Yeah, you got to kick 2 more every one you give away.
Powers' handball was just a little bit up in the air, but Adams gets free and turns around, and that's a poor kick from him.
Yeah, punch that lower.
Well, when we were talking before the game, Pickers, we were saying 180 versus 40. Now, that goes up probably to over 200 now that they're 54, so it's unlikely you're going to bridge that gap on the West Coast tonight.
It's not unlike the Duckworth-Lewis.
As the kick comes in from Elliott. Davis goes down. Chance for Fasolo.
You just don't want to lose wickets.
Gets free. Here's Fasolo again. Forced to go back. Swan, they maintain possession. He wants to go. Swanee this time for 150. No, it's going to hang out there and stay there.
Knowing your opponents, Swan within 75 metres is always going to make a break for it. If he feels you have, even if he feels your hands on him, but you haven't actually got a clasp, you know, the fist shut on the grab of the jumper, he'll go and he'll break that tackle. You've got to know your opponent. What do they call it, Roosie? The bumper bar? You just got to keep bumping them back to the negative side.
And it is a little bit different now, harder because of that 50-metre penalty too, Derm. So it just puts a little bit of doubt. And I think Swanee's taken advantage a couple of times tonight, that little doubt when players go, oh, can I hold him? Can't I hold him? And
after the mark, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that's not when you go to a 50-50.
No. And they're going to send it back in here, Collingwood.
There is a place in this modern game for the Gary Owen. The sky ball, I reckon, 50 metres up and 30 along to let numbers get under it. Swanee's worked hard again.
Good kick from Tuvey to find him. And Swanee will have another shot at goal.
You just get the feeling the ball's going to be camped now in the forward half of the ground for the Pies. And it's just about holding on now for these young Giants players. They've been brave tonight, but they've fallen away at the back end of each of the quarters.
Another big night for Dane Swan, but this 150th goal has eluded him for a while, but not anymore.
That hairdo's got a bit of the Great Gatsby about it now, hasn't it?
I don't think the Great Gatsby had the sleeves.
Well,
if he did, he covered them up in a nice white suit.
Or maybe in the travelling circus show it might have been back in those days. Yeah, there's a lot of 1930s about it.
Nice finish from Dane Swan. .190 games, 150 goals, 3 goals tonight. Inside 50, 7-6. And that's this quarter. Giants have had a bit of the ball, but Collingwood have kicked the last 4 goals as the centre clearance is won by the Giants again. Giles, almost. Coming through Smith, did everything right except pick up the footy.
Tell you what, Big Israel Folau on the ruck's been pretty impressive a number of times.
He can jump up okay, can't he?
Oh, yeah.
Treloar went without it, and there's some skill errors here by the Giants, but they've got another chance. Bruce gets it from Green to Ward, who's got a very good sidestep. Treloar, now Green again, mucking around with it. And it's going to come undone.
So there was a point there where they had to clear the area and just
they can't
hammer it up the line.
Clark on hands and knees. Sinclair, Young. Beams does that. He just hammers it up the line. Well, Bruce had a fresh air. Cloak to Goldsack, pulls the kick. Swan again. And he thought about it.
I reckon I think you're absolutely right, Matty. He sort of thought, well, I'll go. Yeah, I will. No way.
No.
After he'd already gone. But
yeah.
He's really now starting to push forward, Swan, which is really smart because he's recognised now the deficiency in the Giants and the inability for their midfield to run. And he's taking full advantage of it now.
Well, what's he up to? This is his 33rd touch. He's kicked 3 already. So end up with 34 touches and 4 goals, a reasonable night.
No, he's still got a bit to go too, Liam. He could end up in the 40 zone again. There it is. 4 for Swan. 5 in a row for the Pies.
He runs hard enough. He's getting 40 plus again. He's only 7 adrift at the moment.
Well, I think that's the strength, isn't it, of Collingwood? Their midfield does run hard and they run deep. They'll continue to work hard. There he is there at the contest. Just watch him here. It's a bit hard to tell whose direct opponent is, but he didn't really run with him, whoever it was.
Got to take your hat off to Cloak as well. Yeah. He pushed Davis sideways here, the encroaching secondary GWS opponent, and still got the handball out.
There he is, and there are his stats. And once again, they're impressive.
Yep. He's looking at 40 something.
Yeah, he'll keep going here.
Oh, he'll actually. He's one who will recognise, hey, I can start running harder now.
Yeah.
And he will end up somewhere on the end of this, somewhere down the line, you'd think.
He's next in the line here, but...
Yeah, well, there he is. He's 15 metres ahead of the ball. And it's going to come the other way. Wouldn't mind having a sneaky little judgment that he'll get it in the goal square at the other end.
Good switch here by the Pies to Goldsack. Margin is at 93 now. They've really stepped on the gas. They're looking for the 100 points shortly. Blair caught at the back, doesn't like to be in that position. Green, shouldered arms, gave it to Power. Tumbled it forward, Hoskin Elliott, 1-on-2. Smith, handball back to Adams, to Power. He'll just chip it into the middle.
Oh, it hung there for a while.
It did. Bruce, over the top of it. Pendlebury, good give to Elliott on the left boot. And chance still here, Collingwood. Cloak ends up with Beams. He floats it high. They got to wait underneath it. Strong hands, Treloar. He's had a good night.
Yeah, he's a very good night. 31
32?
disposals, 32, yep. Green's had 31.
Yeah. Who gets it down that end of the ground?
Yeah.
Swanee.
He's a good player, Treloar. They've got half a dozen young midfielders, GWS. Any other team in the comp got one of them in the draft, they'd be licking their lips. GWS have got half a dozen of them. And throw Callum Ward in on top of it. Tom Scully on top of that as well. In 50 games' time, everyone in the league's going, oh, Swanee, that's not your best. Everyone in the league's going to be wondering, how do we cover all these guys?
How do we cover Treloar, Green, Bug,
Shield,
Ward, Shield,
Canelio. I mean, it's really impressive. Any one of those boys gets into any Victorian base team, you'd be saying, this is our future. They've got half a dozen. Let's not feel too sorry for them right now.
High ball out. Clark on hands and knees, just fished it out to Young. Brown. No, his kick is out on the full.
Just to sort of back that point up, we're all amazed at how well Dyson Heppel went in his first year last year with Essendon. Well, the Gold Coast had about 6 of them. So, you know, it's a hell of a lot easier to play well in a team that's winning, as we saw with Heppel. And that's taking nothing away from the Rising Star winner.
But it's true, isn't it, Pickers? We see these guys, and because they're getting pasted up, we have this feeling of, oh, the poor guys, how do they keep going? In 2 or 3 years' time, we'll be pulling out swap cards of these blokes and throwing darts at them, saying, how come they've got so many good ones?
100%.
They're going to be tough to beat in 50 games' time.
Just not sure where you keep your darts when you travel, Dern. Here they go, the Pies. For Solo from outside 50. Sets it up. Cloak's got to back into it. Over the top. He's not needed because he's there again.
He is some sort of player, isn't he? Oh, he's gone for the hair.
I'll tell you, it's interesting because I think you had 3, Cloak coming back on it, I think, and 3 Giants players in the box seat, and then all of a sudden Swanee jumped over a lot of them.
He's good overhead.
Cloak's got 5, but so Swan. And he's not done with yet either.
Yeah. He would be loving the last quarter, Dermot. Absolutely loving the last quarter. He knows he's got an easy kill with a young midfielder that's just exhausted. And here he is here. He had no chance. He had no chance to mark that football. I think Edwards might have gone to him. I've noticed a couple of times he's been with him now, whether he's a direct opponent. But there's Edwards in front, and that's a really good mark over the top of Cloak and 3 Giants players.
He's having a big last quarter, isn't he?
Not a lot of vacant skin left on him.
No.
Any part of the body, just a bit of quad work. He's probably in line. Has he got any in the quads?
I think a little bit, Derm, a little bit.
That'll fill in over the next 18 months.
You sort of feel for the Giants players, but he did have 49 and kicked 2 goals against Hawthorn last week.
Just had a quick look too, Pickers. That's a PB.
He can play, Pickers.
He's never kicked
goes
5 before.
Yeah, he goes okay.
Goes all right. He'd probably get a game in most teams, I reckon.
Got about 160 Brownlow votes there last year, didn't he?
His actual numbers are better than last year when he won the Brownlow.
Yeah.
They might mark him harder.
Oh, that's a nice kick.
Yeah, good pressure.
Haynes by hand. Margin, of course, now is over that 100 mark. So the Pies have got to where they needed to be.
So that's disposal, is the shot selection and the execution, and then just pulling the trigger on it when you don't really need to.
Dawes just fell over, but managed to get up and recover and give it to Clark, who wobbles it out to Seedsman.
He's had a good night.
Gets plenty on it. Well, Cloak was going to get that. He got rid of Davis, but the extra man in by Townsend
Yeah, it was good play.
helped him out.
Yeah, really good play.
There you go, 122.3.
So they're up 7 and a bit.
Pushing up, and they have 6 minutes remaining. Giles with the push down in front. And it's not going to come out of there, you wouldn't think.
Of course, if they keep winning, obviously that's not going to make any difference because they'll end up a game clear. But West Coast and Collingwood playing that second last game of the year, so that's going to be a crucial game.
And the old form the wall, Collingwood have 5-on-1 to the right-hand side of screen if the Giants get it and go forward, but it's not going to happen.
Pendlebury free kick here.
Holding Pendlebury again.
This has been noticeable the last few weeks commentating games, is that they are looking at players like Pendlebury, and I watched Ablett get 3 or 4 free kicks at stoppages last week, so the holding of those really good players is really being noted now.
Ah, you fair dinkum, you bloke, you midfield sooks.
They're whingers, damn.
Just Pickers.
Pendlebury, 30 metres out, and he's not going to score. Or he is just.
Is there any coincidence you used to manage those players, Pickers?
No,
did you make a phone call?
Saying, it is
did you
actually
make a
really,
phone call or not?
It's really noticeable.
I know you're a midfielder. I know you used to manage some of the superstars.
I know you're a loose man in defence.
Dermot and I used to play on blokes every single week, forwards and backs,
Hey,
you know.
Speak for yourself, Rudy. I'm not convinced you played on too many.
Here's Reid.
You did get a bit loose at the end, Rosie.
Chance for Blair.
It's called,
They're still going.
organising in the back half, Derm.
Beams kept going, but he's just missed.
A good leap by Israel Folau then, just couldn't hang on to the mark, but with no step ladder, some good vertical leap displayed. So now see, Israel's straight down the line. Oh, he's got to go now. Oof, that's lucky. Treloar presents.
Yeah, this is the difficult period from now to get it out of the back half because pretty much they're exhausted now. And
there's no
there's no movement. You've really just got to launch one down and hopefully get Cameron a contest, maybe a crumb to get it forward.
Shaw wanted the big leap, but he gets a big punch from Dawes.
It just becomes really difficult for them to move the ball now, unless they win a stoppage and get it quickly forward.
You look at Jeremy Cameron there, he's got the hand on the hip. I reckon he's sure just put a couple of railway tracks down his back then with his stops.
Blair overruns it. Seedsman, clean hands, but Dawes, Frost on hands and knees, gets another go. Tuvey with a long ball to the square. It's a good kick. It might actually go through. Again, wrong side of the post.
Just
so
want to
inching up.
In this day and age, Ruzi, after the game, is it still the same? Is it still a constant? It's like, you know, the mercurochrome or that gets passed around, the ice packs. There's 40 ice packs going around one room at any one moment. And
Yeah,
a couple of litres of mercurochrome.
Yeah, and I'll tell you the other difference is just the food. I mean, the guys are starting to eat straight away. They're refueling. They're on their bikes now too. They're doing a bike. They're doing a warm down. They're doing a stretch. So there's a lot of activity that goes on after a game of football now.
Blair,
Good dummy.
and he got through Haynes easily. And he's almost overcooked it. Trying to get to the line. It's still a chance here for Collingwood.
That's fatigues on Jeremy Cameron,
Yeah.
and couldn't hang on to it.
Frost to Bruce. Got boot to ball. Seedsman, quick give. Elliott, good spin.
He wanted a shot
Yeah,
then.
he did. Seedsman might get one. Yeah.
Oh, is that a shot?
I don't know if it counts, but it ended up with Toby Green, and they're very tired now, the Giants. They can hardly raise a gallop.
No, that's right. Green's had another really good game.
Plenty of it.
Yeah.
Scully's kick, just missing his target. Brown, back to Young. Not 15, the call. Maxwell kicked a big long goal in the second quarter. This time sends it up in the square. Goldsack made good position, recovers, gets free, gets around, kicks the goal.
There's maybe junk time goals, but they're actually worth something.
Yeah,
they
no
really are worth something now. We've got 2.5 minutes left. And gee, we saw Gold Coast against Richmond in that time kick 3 goals.
Yeah.
They would be 3 of the more valuable goals you'll see for Collingwood if they can do it from here in.
Well, they kicked the last 7.
Yeah. Yeah, they've fallen over now. There's a
Kick through by Goldsack. Oh, and a little bit of a falcon. And he just can't believe it.
Down.
Keep your eyes on the ball, son.
And he's been punished by his mate too.
I'll tell you, he's going to be more embarrassed when he goes home and sees the replay. And everyone saw it.
Everyone around Australia has just potted him.
You're getting text messages as we speak, that fella. Hey? Yeah, we should show it again. We should, just out of courtesy of that fella, Dern.
I love it. There he is.
Good on him. He's taking it good. He's got a couple of text. Send him a text message out there. Will you?
There we go.
Well, there he goes.
There you
He's
go.
got the.
He's come up here, he's had a nice night. He's made a real goose of himself.
108 points is the margin at the moment. Have the Pies got 2.5 mil, 2.25 minutes to get another one? Or maybe Giles will do something for the Giants. Pops it out. Palmer can take a jump at it. He just forgot to take it. He did everything right except grab it.
So if you don't touch it, is that a free kick or not?
No, it's
No, it's
a
a
realistic
legitimate
attempt.
Yeah.
A realistic attempt.
So even though he fresh-aired it,
Realistic attempt, didn't use his hands.
a realistic. So that's a realistic attempt for a non-marking player.
Yeah.
Is that what you call it?
You should know all about that, Paul. Here's a chance for Smith. He's kicked 3. He gave it to Scully, to Cameron.
Oh, wrong side of the footy.
Yeah.
He's tired.
Yeah, he's very tired. Yep.
Seasonal tired. This match tired.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, it's just going to be a real just head-down battle through for the next 5 weeks for the Giants boys, isn't it? Just trying to, the coaching staff trying to help them through, pick the right team, pick a healthy team, rotate them around.
Just a collision here.
Yeah.
Hope for Solo's okay. Cameron's slow to get up as well, but Collingwood would hate to lose a player in the last couple of minutes of this game.
Yep.
Maybe the bridge of the nose. He came back with it. He's worse for wear. Oh, yeah. I mean, he made the contact, Jeremy Cameron.
Yeah, he gave the free kick away.
But in his desire for it, it spun him around a bit.
I reckon it was his head hit the knee of his teammate there on the way right to the ground.
Okay.
So he got the initial contact, and you can see he's not well.
No.
He's not a player you'd take any risks with at all. Take him straight off the ground. It's only a minute and a half to go.
Yeah, get him off.
He's coming off. Well, they're putting a bit of pressure on here. The Giants trying to scrap one back for Solo. Busted out of that. Cameron might have to get involved here, but it's now out of bounds as he walks off slowly.
He's somewhat dazed, isn't he? Well, we might be asking about the concussion report on him in the next 7 days. We'll take it off the heat off Kurt.
Adams to Smith. Floats it up. Tough one to mark. Sure, almost. Was helped out by Reid. Swan. They're trying to run it here. Pendlebury. 33 possessions for him. Out to the wing they go. Goldsack has Brown going past. Now it goes back to Young. Maxwell's in the middle, but he goes further afield to Clark. Maxwell kept going. He is next in line. And will this be his second goal from centre-half back? This time he runs inside the 50, but he drills it low, and Dawes has it. He plays on. Dawes gets one. A timely one for him. Second goal for Dawes.
He almost puts it into the screen. Haven't seen anyone put one up there yet. Landed on our cameraman's perch up there.
His 17 Dawes probably just in the last quarter probably just got him over the pass mark, Dermot. I would have thought. Look, to his credit, he's kept on working. He's ended up with 17, a couple of goals. He started to clunk a couple. Nice low kick in, got hold of it and kicked a, obviously an easy goal, but probably just got over the hump a little bit tonight, I would have thought.
The little shake on the shot there at the end as the ball
hits the camera. Yeah. Here we go. There's the last time we'll look at the live ladder with 45 seconds to go.
Yeah.
They're not far off.
Well, they're back in the mix now, aren't they? That's the main thing.
Yeah. And they're probably not going to get there tonight. They might have time for one more. Need a mark inside 50. Cloak's got it. He's going to line up for goal number 6.
Yeah, and I'm not sure exactly who the Giants are playing next week, Dan, but I'd love to see Davis go forward. I'd love to see him play forward. Just release him. Port Adelaide next week. Just release him a little bit. Give him a chance to play a different role, because you don't want to cook him going into the back last 4 or 5 games of the season. As
freshen the mind as well.
Yeah, just freshen him up now. It's been a tough year for him as a centre-half back in a young team.
Cloak from 45. He's got 6. And he's got the goal right on the siren. An impressive performance by the Magpies in the last quarter. Went into that final quarter 69 points in front. And their final margin 120, kicking 9 straight at the end.
Yeah, look, it's a shame for the Giants, isn't it? Because we know they're talented, but they're just not anywhere near as fit as Collingwood Football Club. And we saw that 120 points, 6. The last quarter was a one-way trip down Magpie land, I guess you could call it. But when the game was even, in a sense of both teams were fit and healthy, and the start of each quarter, Dermot, the Giants looked pretty competitive tonight. Well,
I just say to people, just reserve your sympathy for them at the moment, because in 50 games time, 2 to 3 seasons, we're going to look at them and we're going to say, how do we beat them? I mean, these two teams, the new franchise teams, GWS and the Suns, they've got so much talent at their disposal. They're going to get through these hard times first. But the story tonight is Collingwood, once again, they go equal on points with those that were above them before this match, and they get an increase, a big, healthy increase in their percentage, and that is going to count for plenty at the conclusion of their 22nd game.